path, because nothing in life comes easy, right? You ever heard that term? So we're gonna have to hit on that one. Easy Jeezy. Jeezy. Jeezy or Diddy. The veil is lifted. Pastor Revelation here. Just documentation of the Revelation testament of these celestial firmament. Even Mr. Warp Speed said, as is above and below. So here we go. Thank you, Father, for this blessing to be a celestial witness, and then to the blasphemous heedless men, that Jezebels that walk this rock. Men, Jezebels, traditions of men, women of men. So thank you, Father, for that word. Thank you for Shiloh, the redemption, the resurrection, the lifting. It's all about the seventh shofar. It was all about that folded veil, as you used to come behind the veil without flesh, but you sent a flesh vessel. He said, before Abraham was, I am. So war, we're here. We made it, right? We've been at war for a while, but you can't deny it anymore. Retaliatory tariffs, huh? They're yeah. Tariff or terrorists, tariff, or this is getting quite fine. Fee, we're going to take over the whole. That's imperialism, is what he, Mr. 45 is 9 and 47 is 11, or 4 plus 5. Can you do simple math? You're not on that 2 plus 2 equals 4, right? Oh, yeah, that would be, what about 5? Where do they get that from? 2 plus 2 equals 5, common core. Rotten to the core. Bad apple. Yeah, teaching, remember, apple. Give apple a day keeps the doctor away. Somebody's going to claim that I need drugs. I can tell already. They're going to say I'm crazy, and they want me to take some kind of drug. Snakes up a pole, like alchemy, or like some kind of, or they're like a mind alchemist or some kind of pervert. They're going to add and take, and we're not supposed to do any of these things. We're supposed to leave it as it is. Leave it a hados. It's all will be equated. He will right every wrong. He will take away every pain, every sorrow. Sorrow is what it says. Sorrows. Thank you, Father, for sorrows. Not easy. Cotton candy is sweet, tasty to the mouth, but bitter. Should be bitter to the belly, shouldn't it? But they eat of the easy Jesus. Jesus. That's kind of a silly name. I don't mean to go there, but his name is Shiloh. How about that? He is my love. His name is Shem. How about that? You know what the word Shem is? How about a New Testament? He is the new living will. He's the flesh vessel that was birthed through the matrix. No such thing as somewhere outside in the matrix. Where's that matrix? Matrix is biblical, but only gas. That's a puny. God doesn't love everybody. Most people are going to the abyss, the place of no bathos. Busos and bathos have the same meaning. Like angel means messenger, or angelos. Revelation has the same meaning of I am pastor. Apocalypse. I pastor the gospel, and I pastor this revelation, this aletheia, through the definition. Through one. It says there's only one of you in here. Word. He is the Word. It was all created with the Word at a time, right? In the beginning was. Word is Shem. Word is agape, love. How about that? How about that word? You like that word? That's my love. The harper's harp. It's like music to my ears. Thank you, Father, for this gospel and the ministry. So thank you for the narrowing that the shadow, those that do works in darkness, have banned this channel because Father does not want. Many are called, but oligos, O-L-I-G-O-S, is the Greek word for a fraction or puny or tiny or small. God doesn't love everybody. God is a title. God damn it. Is not taking the Lord's. Lord is a pagan name, and so is God. Name is Shem. Vain is worthless. Definition is transliteration, no change to the definition. Translation is making your own Shem, your own name, your own Jesus, your own personal Jesus. Paul, the apostle, do you study the gospel? It's all about carrying your cross. He was not hung on a cross. He didn't carry a cross. He wrote the letter. Remember that Revelation, that book, I am, Pastor, I do bring this Aletheia through this apocalypse lifting. He did, not me. He, through this word, he made me who I am. I am what I am. He said, before Abraham was. Thank you. Narrow. Get them up against the wall, right? Not many. Puny number, fraction of the whole. Not everybody. One white, one black. Are you racist? One white is not a color. Nobody was ever white. There's no such thing as race. One brown, one red, one yellow. People like colors. They like movies. They like to be. They speak in colors. Do you speak in any colors? How about blue? Do you do the do? What color do you drink? I don't drink. You must be on that pole. Worship, be smoking the pole. Go round and round like a lollipop. So thank you for this understanding that we're at war just because people are so ignorant. Ignoramus, they're idiots, and idiot and ignoramus, idiotos and ignoramus have the same meaning. So I won't put them up against the wall or hold it against them. They're just idiots, and I can't. Father didn't bless them with an apocalypse of the veil of their eyes. The scales have not been removed. They still have a covering over their lies and deception and deceit. They're idolaters of fortunes and lies, to their own eyes, to the dirt. They're idols and they're deities. They're Jesus. I rebuke your Jesus. Your baby Jesus. Manger, that's bestiality. Your Roman sex orgy. You love your lunatic. You might want to get with the times, right? Time. Tell me about time. What do you think time is? Time is because you see a number that's on a round circle on the wall, or maybe nobody is analog now, isn't it? Or is it digital? Welcome to the new age. You're a coin. Tokenize, block your chain to the, yes, you are. You're socially credit scored through your metadata. Yes, you are. You don't know what you are. You're a corporation. That's what you are. You're all letters, capital, zeros and ones. It's commerce. It's merchant law. You don't know the law. You're under some corporation. If you're a citizen, I'm not a citizen. I rebuke your idiocracy. I'm not a Christian. I rebuke Christians. I rebuke Catholics and Protestants and Presbyterians and Mormons. God is not his name. Name is not Jesus. It's not Shiloh. It's not Yeshua. It's Shem. Agape. How about that? Love. His name is love. You like that? You more refer to love. You ever been in love? Not like with your dog or a woman. I'm talking about, yes, with my love. Shem is the word agape, like the Old Testament, brothers and sisters. What is your love? It's not about some idiocracy. They're all vain, vain. You ever read the book of Jeremiah? He said, I knew you. They just keep hammering the stream, but I know we're getting that 5. Do you do it by the number by 5? Anybody got a commo? You have it here? Circle or on your, yes, time. Is that what time is to you? Anybody, can we can do a sound check. Anybody any visuals here? What time is it? Where are you at? What time and place and space? Are you in space? Are we in space? Is space. If we're out here on some Milky Way, like a candy bar, galaxy, like galactic wave, here we go again in circles. Third dimension rock from the sun. Are you one of those? Somebody around here is a celestial idiot. I smell a celestial misfortune, fortune, lie, deceit, deception, demonion, destroyer, fortunes. Used to have portholes, deities to their little g gods. You know what the word demon means? Are you a demon? Most people are very demonic Satanists. Most people I know are Satanists. They're Christians or Satanists. That's the adversary. Christ wasn't born in a manger in the middle of the winter. Christ Mass, Christmas Christ, the celebration of Jesus, baby manger, you're an idiot. I rebuke you, worship Satan. He said the aletheia. That's the, you like it? It's supposed to cut like a knife. He's not some crown and a bow. That's Satan. You like that, don't you? Satan. That's the adversary. Adversity on the opposition, the other side of my love, the homestead. Not born in a manger in the middle of the winter. He was in the shepherds were in the field with the sheep at the time of the Hamashiach, born of Bethlehem. He was the ram. Remember, David declared him the lamb, which is Aries. He had to birth that flesh vessel. We wouldn't be under this covenant. See, it's not about a religion, is it? It's about a wedding. All right, what's going on here tonight, today and night, dark and light? How about a calendar time? Is there the same amount of day and the same amount of light, same amount of dark and same amount of night in each day and each night on a calendar? Is that how that works, or is it on the equinox? Equal day, equal night, equal dark, equal light. Equinox equal to Hados, Harizo, Alatia. Do you have any in you? Are you off the mark? What is mark? Do you know what the word mark means? Like Mark, like the book of Mark? It's kind of an English name, isn't it? Mark, Matthew, Peter, Paul. Sound awful. Kind of sound like English names, don't they? Interesting. Do you know what the word dialectus means, or tongues? Anybody, one of these people who believe in a religion, you know, you can't, there's no such thing as speaking in tongues. You can't speak in tongues. What do you mean? Nobody can speak in tongues. So, thank you, Father, for this truth. Here we are in this 5785. And forward, warp, opposite of God, speed would be warp speed, Mr. Warp Speed, Mr. Love of his tower, has got these imperialistic, you know, we're going to go police For the good of the world, you're going to give us Greenland. It's just for the good of the world, you're going to do it. It's military better for us, so you're just gonna give it to us. He's like Debo, right? It's Friday. He ain't got no job. Wow. Who do you serve? Who do you love? Who's your agape? Who's your Shem? Shem was the second born of Noah. Do you know anything about Noah? Giants aren't aliens. Giants aren't fallen angels. What's up with Mr. Warp Speed? He loves to play his circle, Apollyon, the sun, north and south. He said, I am the east and the west. I am the horizon, the light. It's where the light comes up to the east and the west, not the north and the south. Oh, it does. It rises, but the light. It's the light, the horizon, the separator of that light. You might want to get with the times. Good stuff, Nathan. Outstanding. Outstanding. Have you been over there and seen, did you go see Brother Jim's teaching, his lesson today? Try to definitely get over to Grace and Truth. It helps a whole lot. He'll help you learn how to kind of unveil. The apocalypse is to lift the cover or remove. Revelation is to reveal that aletheia. Brother Jim doesn't. He's the only person I know that can do it the way that he does. He's like that. He's a walking concordance. He's literally an interlinear. He's more by refined. He finds everything in that book. Outstanding. Then you'll know what I'm talking about. It'll help bring you along. And thanks for coming in again. It's good to see you. We're, just keeping up with the time, with the times. Time. Yeah, right. Times and half a time. But anyway, some of these things are relevant. But you know me over here. Brother Jim does his teaching. He has grace and truth. He's the one who brought me to the word and said I lacked fellowship, which we need. And so I thank you for coming back when I need these things. And Father gives me this blessing again in this ministry. I try not to forget that daily now. Shouldn't even be here. Thank you so much for strength and adversity and endurance. Endure to the end. He said we must to be sozo saved. So those he chose will predestine, conform, and go through the narrowing of self-idolatry, and will cast off the works of darkness and put on that armor, as Paul said, wrestle not against flesh. And I so much thank Brother Jim for his teachings, because he helped refine this ministry here. What's done through Father, not me. We give, as Brother Jim does, always to truth, thanks to truth, and thanks to reality, because Father is truth. Father is light. He's not twisted. He's not defiled. He has not been defiled. He can't. That's why he said, I am the horizo. He is the separation of that dark. He cannot exist without that. No, you have darkness. He is without. You cannot be. Father pulls you away from that darkness. He's not. Darkness pushes away the light, right? No, darkness always tries to take up and grab the light. Light always pushes away the dark. Do you have anything understanding of the physics, how this was created, the word magnetism, dark light, proton, electron, neutron? Oh, we went a little bit over muon. Careful. It's all about, if you want to know what creation, this is all created with the word. So you might want to start thinking back on how this works. If he tells you don't add anything to his word, that's what a teacher is going to give somebody. He said, don't call anybody teacher. So I'll give you this. Oh, okay, cool. Outstanding. Nathan, appreciate it. I'm trying to get this thing going out here again. I'm excited. This is the time, man. If you can be doing this at your place, find a ranch, make your own ranch, get a small place. Nathan, Kevin came out here. Appreciate Father sending him. He's got a mentality of, he understands the gospel. He's watched this channel. It's been so beautiful when his animals came here. I'm still watching, some animals. He's out for a second, taking care of some, but he's, he's like, my animals already knew you, because we sat so much time on the channel and spent so much time. Marcy and Chewy, they spent a lot of time here. They're not here right now. The cats are over there, but They come over and hang out quite a bit, and so it's a good thing. So I appreciate because being standalone out here by myself again with fellowship is something that I lacked. But it is truly time to come together, those that are in the narrow way, and there are ways to beat what this Trump thump system, the whole chain supply is being cut by egg rituals, this culling of these birds, and just your money out of your pockets through this inflation money printing, inflation creation machine they have called the central banks, the Federal Reserve, the central banksters, and Trump's part of that whole number one jab, single selling product ever in history, spending president ever, expansion of debt ever. A lot of people won't pay attention that he spent $500 billion already to create a 24 plus 20 48 hours. It used to be 8 months. Warp speed. Remember Mr. Warp Speed? Now it's 2 beam me up Scotty, I guess. For 48 hours and you're out of here. Or they got the jab this time for you again by mNRA. DNA, MNR, messenger. Do you know what a messenger is? Messenger is an angel. Angelos. That's what mNRA is. Who's your love? Which message are you on? And some virus again. Here we go. Around in circles here. Nothing new under the sun. The Polyon sun god. It's January was the egg ritual. Will it end this time? I'm not sure. People are getting a little hip to the fact calling enough of this food is going to make it more expensive. We are entering retaliatory tariff time. We are at war. So I don't want to deal with anybody anymore that's not paying attention to that either, though, Nathan, because I've tried to get people ready for the time where it should be your own supply chain. Become your own supply chain. Become your own grocery store. Become your own central bank. Money is not currency. It's supposed to be coined in gold and silver by the Treasury without interest. So this is all unconstitutional. And I rebuke all of it because remember, I'm a stinking military pig vet. Fired pig cop, clown cop, remember all that silly authority throw people in a rape cage without a victim. Victimless crime, more people locked up in America than all the other countries combined. We have a larger national debt and more military budget than all the other countries. That's why Canada loves us and wants to become the first 51st state. No, they don't. Yes, you do. Shut up, Canada. You're going to do what we say. This chump now is taking over Greenland and Mexico. Remember, if you've seen what he said, I'm checking out of this game now too. I've been doing some studying before I came for supping with Father, and I'm always thirsty. Can't stop that quench, that thirst for this Busos. I'm not he. He said it above and below. He's talking about the wall, but here we go. Here we go, above and below. He keeps referring to it. Above and below, Donald McNugget, McScrooge, McTrump, McDaddy, who's your daddy. He said it. He said it. So find a place in space where you're your own supply chain, you're your own central bank, your own grocery store, your own water supply, and then you become your own, oh, we're about ready to beep here because we got snow on the ground. So become your own, power company. How about that be empowering? When you do these things, when you become your own chicken, you got your own chickens, you got your own egg supply. 1 egg a day can almost nearly sustain you. 1 egg a day. Interesting. 10 rabbits is enough. That's $3 and 3 does. Rabbit, silly rabbit. That's enough to make enough meat as a cow, a whole cow. Rabbits, silly rabbits. Chickens, you can eat them after they're done laying eggs for years. There we go. Astounding. Brothers, sisters, you can water glass. You can soak these things in lime. They last years. If you're not an idiot and you have knowledge, you would go back to the old ways and you'd stop doing this chain and you become your own supply chain. You cut them off. You can stick it to the man. you can stick it to the man by growing one more extra tomato plant, because after you've canned them and made tomato sauce and ketchup and stewed, and you can have a lot of make of ketchup. You can make a lot of different things out of it, but then you got to give some to and they're still, honey, they're ripe. Oh, they're green. They're turning red again. Abundance is possible. Supply chains are created. Don't listen to these idiots. Get out of their chain. Blockchains coming. Centralize. Your toaster talks to the FBI. Your smart meter's not connected to the ground anymore. You're like California, like 2 tickets to paradise. He's talking about the wall. Do me, baby, as is above and below, he said. So I'm done. I'm seriously done. Find the time, brothers, sisters. We're at war. Do you know what a tariff is? That's war. Tariff equals war. Embargo equals war. He already was doing with this China. Mr. 45, do you know gematria? 4 plus 5 equals 9 and 4 plus 7 equals 11. 9 and 11 is Mr. Warp Speed. You know the opposite. Do you know any Greek, oligos, just a fraction, a little bit? Do you speak any Greek? Or how about Hebrew? Any Hebrew? Do you forward, twist, make your own translation, pervert? You know the opposite of Godspeed? That would be, or forward, pervert, or warp speed. Pervert speed is what it is, but we'll call it warp because that's what he likes to call it, Mr. Pervert. Whatever, tower, that's sick. Eat your kids, throw your kids in the fire. That's Satan, Apollyon, the one he decorates his house with. So I'm not falling for his silly reindeer games. It's not a game to me. It's all about a wedding to me. It's all about a testament to me. It's all about it's all about faith to me. It's all about endurance to me. It's all about a 7-day suffering to me, not pleasure. Well, pleasure I find Sabbath. My rest is in that. My pleasure rests in that suffering. Paul called it thalipsis in my inheritance, knowing that my prize is not of these earthly Jezebel mammon. Can't serve 2 masters. Mammon as Jezebel eyes. He said, warning of somebody taking your crown. Crown is a circle, like round and round, like a solar corona around the sun, like Mr. Badman that paints his face orange. Or the one who says take him first and then prosecute later. He loves cops. He's a cop sucker. He's a pig licker. He's the number 1 pretended mass murderer in chief of the Red Army. Yes, Red Bloodbekins. The Hopi warned of a man of a red hat. Which one are they talking about? The Hopi warned about the ant people that came out of the ground. They didn't say anything about things coming out of the sky. That's Mr. MAGA with his warp speed and his space farce and his NASA scientist number 1 Svasti worship. Zion. That's World War II. They didn't fight. That's old tech, and that's what they've been hiding from you. Remember, Tesla was laughing at them. What are you doing? Spending all that money on poles. Remember, he was a messenger. He had pigeon bird. He said, wise as a serpent, and General, what did Tesla, that crazy old man, what did he know, huh? I'll grab energy. You notice that these people just came out and announced that our upper ionosphere had collapsed and they can create and gain energy of our upper atmosphere. You know anything about our atmosphere? You know, you think sphere going to be playing with your... Careful. You're not in that camp with the ball camp, are you? You being sick? Oh, man, why are you sick? You shouldn't be sick. You use probably too much sugar and too much candy and too much soda and Mountain Dew and energy drinks and Monster and too much baked. They used to break hot cross-top buns to Satan's wife. How about them buns? Yeah. If the devil came wearing lipstick and high heels and fishnet stockings, would you recognize him? The devil's not some Leah. Devil doesn't exist. There's no such word as devil. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, you probably did eat bad food. Bennett, did you grow it yourself? Bennett, you are what you eat. I'm guilty. I'm rags. I don't grow them, and I'm trying to get there. I got chickens. I'm getting the farm back up here. I just kind of did throw in the towel a little bit with the whole... Hey, try to homestead by yourself, waiting for Field of Dreams for it to come if you build it like Faith Daniel. But Kevin, I've got people, they're here now, and I'm done now. Like I said, hey, they're cutting this stuff off. They've been doing this. They were flying buildings. Do you know how many people last year just were oblivious to how many supply chain food process, how many whole barns that had total. My dad died by fire. Fire, God is Aleth, a ritual required war, sacrifice, blood. I'm a veteran, so I'm quite familiar with these things. There's no such thing as fortune. Yes, stop eating chicken. Stop eating chicken keeps making me feel sicker than a dog. Thank you. I ate some chicken the other day. Get out of my head, cat, because cool. Right on. That's good. Better out of the ocean. It's going to be a whole lot better. I'm much less worried of Fukushima than some cesium 137 particle than I am some genetically modified or boxed bag or canned food. Good for you, man. If you're eating out of the ocean, I hope you're catching your own fresh is the best way. Do you know anything about seafood? Do you really? I was a food distributor. I've distributed. Demon is a distributor of lies or fortunes. I did distribute free range, all traceable, trackable Angus, not like with a chip, but actually because it was not fed all this hormones and steroids and all wild caught seafood. Are you catching your and free range and gold medallion? I don't eat pork. It's not what I just pork is. It's got worms, brothers and sisters. Wormwood or what? The worm or the snake? The snake. All right, whatever. So you ate marine feline too, I guess. Oh, stop it. I said things about seafood. Seafood. All right. Yeah, catfish. Anyways, get out of here. Freaking Donald, you're silly. I love it. Yeah, don't eat, please. Yes, stop eating chicken. Listen, guys, they process chicken in a lab now. You can get chicken that's never had a heartbeat, never had a bone. Chicken. Stop eating chipped, any kind of box bag, anything that doesn't have a bone on it. I'd be careful. Breasts. You guys love breasts. Men are something about breasts. Why wouldn't you worry about booby Jesus then? Do you know anything about booby Jesus? You guys like breasts so much. Nobody's ever warned you about booby Jesus, have they? We'll get back to that. Free breast, like KFC breast or what? What's the color of that? That's not right. You like Popeyes or you like churches? Who's your church? He said he don't dwell in houses made by hands. You should be growing this stuff by yourself, brothers, sisters. I'm pretty ecstatic that I was able to get chickens. I showed them earlier in the live stream. The young ladies, they're about 8 or 9 months that we're able to ministry. So please become your own supply chain, become ungovernable, because you can do that by becoming your own central bank and getting your own assets. Like chickens are a great asset to have. Eggs, blue. You ever had an egg that's not watered? These eggs, I was actually speaking with people, they run all the way out to the end of the pan. That's not an egg. An egg's supposed to stand like a veteran, like 3 wandering stars at attention in the Revelation, Apocalypse 12, Virgin, stars, sun, and moon. I know I'm taking it a little overboard, but please, I love that celestial standing. I'm a veteran, so they are not supposed to run all the way out. Although veterans probably run more than all of you in this room, unless some of you guys were at the Boston Marathon, or never mind, we won't go there. Somebody's or anybody paying attention like OJ, concentrate. Let's go here. Please do not eat things. It's not what goes in a man that defiles a man or a woman under this covenant, because we're all under that same celestial and fulfillment of this flesh covenant, not flesh, but spirit, correct? Hallelujah. Thank you, ladies, my sons of God. If you were there for the lesson 2 lessons ago, we taught about my ladies that are the sons of God. You might want to get, men, you guys are weak. Seriously. Let me see your hands. Let me see your decimi. Put your hands up. You got any calluses? You got any holes dug? All right. Anyways, never mind. Think about seafood and yes, man. So please try to become your own supply chain of food. It's very important, even if you're chicken and a rabbit or even goat. I've eaten sheep. We have sheep out here and have had, and it's all been taken down. I'm going to resupply all this chain and become my own. And I don't want to block or central track trace my toaster. I'm not connected to the net. By hard wire by this phone is only, well, it's the Black Mirror, but either way, I'm not connected by a pole. I'm off the grid. I make my own power. As a matter of fact, I'm probably probably shut my power out here. Yeah, let's shut that out. All right. Anyways, become empowered. Become your own power company. Wasn't that awesome? I say when there's no rolling brownouts or blackouts, let's load them up and then we'll charge them because they're not ground. Did. Smart, not metered. Nope, not connected, not grounded. You know, not what California hotel paradise. You can check in, but they did it again. They got a Diddy party. They were taking out all those actors down there. I think they took out the hospital I was born, rolled around in that concrete jungle down there. My born in the city of messengers. I'm an angel. You know what an angel is? An angel doesn't have wings. You're probably freaking out. This guy just said he's an angel. I'm a pastor. I pastor this gospel, so I am this messenger of this gospel. I do because of woe if you don't. He says not because I'm happy, because I'm trying to gain. He said, "Oh, you did great. I did great works and cast out unclean fortunes and distributor of lies and just like out of the church, not demons or distributor of lies and fortunes to others in your Shem, a God's name." He's gonna say, "Depart me, you worker of iniquity." I've been a veteran. I've been a prior pig police officer. I've done all SWAT. Maybe that's what I got back paid double full. I ended up getting my house swatted recently. I got my eye taken out. I brag about not, maybe I'll learn the first time. I only need one black eye. I end up getting the second one. What's the difference between one black eye and the two black eyes? You didn't listen the first time, did you? No, just kidding. No, I did. Hey, whatever. It's not karma. There's no karma such thing as karma. You ever heard of the placebo effect, though? That's very real. So you might be careful what you add or take away to this space and time and place. Space? Are you one of those? Oh, yes. I wish I was eating raw tuna every day. Tuna belly is my favorite. Oh, salmon's good. Salmon's beautiful. Oh, man, I love all. I eat it right off. Like an apple. Peel with a knife. I'm a Leatherman, so absolute. I remember being in sewer. Fresh? Oh, yeah. It's super duper out of the ocean, brother. Says salmon is so amazing. It's definitely not ahi or snot, but it's definitely runs a close second to mine. There are many fish that's amazing. If you'll stop and get yourself back to a naturally raw diet, you can. I'm not giving any medical advice. We'll call it medical theory for reasons, purposes, for the credit, because we did get a strike for medical because we try to bring people to health. It's not, remember, you are what you eat, brothers, sisters. So why do these Asian people live so long? Fish and rice. Interesting diet, huh? Olive oils. Careful of oil, brothers, sisters. He's out of extra oil, but salt is part of the only way to get actual iodine is from the ocean. I wonder why they have such good, yes, your thyroid. So anyways, salmon run. What do you run? Who's your prize? Just, are you the vessel? Remember Noah? He was a conspiracy theorist up until the day of the flood. It never even rained. Scoffed at the old man. Are you the captain or are you the vessel? You tell me who's steering your ship. Are you the anchor? Who's the anchor? Who's the rock? Are you anchored to that rock? Yeah, well, whatever, scuba cat. I'm a teacher and a pastor. You're not gonna sit there and try to teach me anything. Bible is such a stupid word. I rebuke your word Bible. I rebuke Christianity, Catholicism, Catholics, Mormons, Presbyterians. So I totally understand where this is at. Father creates and wrote all things. I don't do their timeline or none of these idiocracy religions. So this isn't a religious channel, but I am a teacher. And I do love studying the word because it's who I am. I know after this life, I will be without this flesh for a time and season, or I'll go gnash teeth. There's no coming back to an earthly body. It's a new body. It's a new heaven. It's a new earth. And these people are idiots because they think heaven's above their head and they think earth's below their feet. And when Father in Genesis created the heaven and earth, heaven and earth that wasn't above our head, and it's not below our feet. So they fall for it. So I got you. I hear you. They're deceived, very deceived, because they don't love it. Love is Shem or agape. They don't teach it. It says, call no man teacher. I'm not trying to, it's the gospel is what I love. And it's what I'm after, to try to know that I have something after this place, because I'm eternal as all get out. Been here before, nothing new under this sun. You used to could, if you will, but city rolling around in the concrete jungle to the country. Narrow is the way, he said. Broad as I grew up in the, wide is the gate that leads to the abyss. I grew up in the city of messengers, birthed on the 13th day. As the Pisces was my birth through this matrix, and came unto this Scorpizzo false teacher vessel that I carry around, this meat suit. And as a veteran, I want to just get rid of it and go back to being who I already am and who I will be, not this name Tracy or any of these silly little things that Father has me. It's not silly to me, but it's just quite, if you know my life, I don't even know where my son's at. I don't know if the cop shot him. They've swatted me. I used to be a cop. They asked for the SWAT team to come stand up against for the community. Instead they swatted me. There's all these little things that are just quite numbing, if you will, in my life, but that's okay. I don't believe in some religion. I rebuke them. The Most High doesn't dwell in temples or houses made by hands. My Father's inside me. So I'm not trying to go. I just appreciate it. I totally hear you. The scripture is just so it's sick. It says there'll be famine and pestilence, and it's talking about this time, wars, and we're here now. So please just prepare for that too. Don't freak out on, I'm not telling you are, but it's most of these people will, when they figure out the emperor has no clothes, and it'll be too late, for them. That you can't warn anybody early. If it's already happening, then that's too late. So I have called it the tsunami theory of waves, if you will. It'll pull back, and that's like sorrows. And then the people will get their lawn chairs and chase the water and tell me I'm crazy. And I'm like, okay, they want me to come when that tsunami wave's already coming back in, and now I can't help say my own, acting like an ass mule, stubborn, or unwillingness to learn. I can't say myself or them at that point. We're both screwed, forward, twisted, perverted, and change. Yeah, the wave's going to take us every year, being the ocean. Scuba. Ocean or the desert, one of the two. I was in the water, rolling around at the bottom of the ocean, getting tumbled like a washing machine, holding my breath, knowing if I took one single breath. I used to love that. I went out from the northern, all the way. I don't need to name all the beaches that were fishing in the ocean. Love to. My dad took me to always out to the islands, and anyways, all right. Seward Peninsula was amazing. Father's just blessed me with so much time. I feel like I've lived 10 lives as a man. I feel so blessed, and have this ministry, knowing the cops should have killed me already. They came to Lavoie, Finnecke me. The state of Oregon came to finish this loudmouth veteran that won't STFU off, and still is 9 months. Nothing's been done after they swatted my house, because there's such a poor ass community out here, and that's okay. I stand for the people, the righteous constitution that's protected by Father, not some repugnant laws that are not unconstitutional. They're revised statutes, and I'm facing 4 felony charges right now as we speak. I got holes in my window. I'm permanently scarred for the rest of the time that I walk this rock. I've suffered a stroke and many things physically, but it's all right. I'm still standing. Be the last man stand, trying to beat all of you. He said we need to endure the end. You're a bunch of sucker fishes. You're bottom feeders. You ain't got no scales. But don't worry, we ain't under that dietary laws anymore. I'm serious. Men have become weak to this teaching, and that's not up to me. It's part of this great disease of this falling away from the word. And if they hovered over the gospel more, they would be more Christ-like, more righteous, not like I'm above. Many are called, but oligos are chosen. I didn't ask for this. Father made me a tyrant pig and worked for the veteran military pig, 95 Bravo, so that I can understand these things. I wouldn't. How would I know? I wouldn't have been if I'd just been so football, honey. I'll tell you what, honey. I'll tell you what. It would be like Haystack. I listen to music. You treat your women like wheels, son. the ones, the titties that were too small. You went and got bigger ones, like on your wheels, like on your car. Hey, honey, can I football and all this? I get some bigger wheels. I'll let you get bigger boobies on my truck and all this. It's not, I wish I had that life. Do I not wish for fortunes or seek any of these things? Father told you already, blessed me, and I have to stand for what we all have a just measure poured out on each one of us, brothers, sisters. And I didn't ask for this. I wish sometimes, again, I could be that man who more just cared about the stupidest things. Thanking God, also taught that people should forgive others, pray, and worship. Yep, give glory. I'll give glory. The Lord's Prayer, sup with Him, and love thy neighbor. Like these are the natural laws of the organic laws before even Christ. Brothers, sisters, kind of these natural, love thy neighbor like thy love thy enemy, like thy love thyself. Love is the word agape. Okay, but nobody will even define the words that come out of their face. Jesus is not his name. The letter J and exhibits that Christ is a pagan term. Lord is a pagan term. Devil was not written in Scripture. Demon is a distributor. Deity, demon is actually a compliment in history. These people take and twist. They don't know Jesus. They don't know love. They don't know his Shem. Another Paul. They don't know the gospel. They don't read the writings. They got a Rolodex. Oh, wait, I'm going old school. They got a playlist of 300 to 500 songs. They can quote every single, or not quote. They can sing you every single lyric, but they can't quote me, not one scripture. It doesn't make me any better above anybody. That's pride. And he sent me to be this teacher or try to understand this better through the gospel and make sure that people stick through the narrow is hados, brother, sis. He said, I am the hados, I am the aletheia, and I am the harizo. All I bring you to is the gospel. The gospel is all that matters. Are you carrying your cross? You must be born of, not again, daily. Every day you carry your cross and you suffer because the cross was not what it was hung on. He didn't carry a cross. You've never studied Roman crucifixion. The letter J was the last letter added to the alphabet, not the letter Z. His name wasn't Jesus. Name is Shem. Name is agape. When it says in the Lord's Prayer, if you are to pray, pray isn't like pray not like the heathens, long or repetitive prayers. Prayer means have face-to-face time with the Father. He says, knock and I will come. Yep. I will come answer. Seek and ye shall find. Sup with you. Ask and you should. These are the words. These are the tree of life. This is the tree of life. This is busos, as he said, knowledge. These are the things that you gain, not of this mammon traditions of men. You don't do these things. You separate yourself. Many are called, the word oligas. Luke, he said, his disciples, many are find narrow hados, he said, find that straight gate. Only those that narrow self, broad is the way. The apostles are the gospel. Paul is the gospel. Father spoke through each one of those writings, our Father speaking through each one of these men. I don't know how far your teachings of you, I rebuke religion. He wrote the letter to I am Pastor Revelation. I'll call myself for this no reason, but people make this, well, I can talk about Yahushua HaMashiach. Yahushua, finally somebody's Y-S-H-U-S-H-U-A and Y-H-U-H-A. It's been a second. There is value, brothers, sisters. If you'll study these, please, because he says, I come in the Shem or agape or love of my Father. These parallel, each God is a title, and we don't do this. I really don't want, I want to, I'll give you just a minute of my time, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shorten this version for you, try to make it as quick as possible. There's no Hebrew A-E-I-O's or U's, so you don't spell his name with vowels. Can I first get that straight for you? Because there is value to U-S-H-U-A, Yahushua HaMashiach, Bahim HaMashiach, the Messiah, the Bahim Yahuwah. The Hebrew Israelites try to pervert this these street preachers who've gone out because say, hey, we're melanated and we are the tribe of Judah. You're not the tribe of Judah. I can easily expose these street preachers who Father warned of this as well. He did. You're supposed to pray in secret in a dark place. You're supposed to tithe in secret. You're not supposed to tell anybody. You don't do these things for gain, brothers, sisters. Absolutely not. You do righteous and upright thing to do. Love is agape. Love is Shem. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not boast. It is meek. 7 times 70 says, turn your cheek, brothers. You know what the word orge is? I'm going to talk about some orge, O-R-G-E, the sex, or, like this. See, you might want to define. Most of these teachers, street preachers, and pastors are they do by their Old Testament. They're Pharisees is what they are. You can't claim to be from the tribe of Judah when you're from the tribe of Ham. That's how ignorant these Hebrew Israelites are. Seriously, they do know the Old Testament quite well, but they don't teach the gospel. So I rebuke the Hebrew Israelite street preacher, black. There's no such thing as black. The word, it's negro or negra. I had a discussion with somebody earlier. There's no such thing as white. That's not a term that's ever been. There's no such thing as race. I'm a veteran tyrant pig, okay? When you got men shooting bullets over your head, try to take and kill you, unalive you, and some man has your 6, you think because his eyes shape differently or he has more, his melanated skin more or less, that you care about that? You do not. The only thing I think you worry about is if that man is a woman and has a matrix. That might sidetrack your mind. But if it's a man, you think nothing about how much melanin he has in his skin. God created one race, the human race. When he fulfilled his prophecy of not one stone left upon another, he destroyed the house of Aaron and Levite, which is the high priest. I can easily teach this 144,000 elect. I'll try to get you off this letters, and it's very important. I appreciate your question, your ask. He says, I come in the agape, the Shem, in my Father's name. We'll just try to make it very simple, and you can restudy this on your own because I don't have time to teach you each value of each one of those because those do. Try to remember what I told you, not some barnyard, easy peasy bestiality Jesus. A-I-O-U-E-I-E-I-O-I-I-O-I. What the hell is that? There's no vowels in Hebrew. Stop. So it's not very valuable, but there is value. I will tell you the question, answer your question. I just don't have the time to answer it right now. You can do it on your own, and you'll find that it does. I would not even give you and waste your time if you didn't, because he does say, I come in the name. If you said God and Jesus, those don't go together. That they're not in the hados. He said, I am the hados. That means in the same narrow way. What I was just teaching you, pride means there's one above the other. That's capitalism, not under this testament. It's fulfilled. There used to be just the house of Aaron and Levite. You would not enter into that. You were the Gentiles. There was one above the other. These were the heavens. They were the ruling class, and this was not above your head. When Father in Genesis created heaven and earth, that is not above your head or not below your feet. If you're one of those, you've been deceived, and he warned about changing even a letter, a period. I don't know what you're punctual or if you have any grammar or understand Babel or phonics or glossa or dialect is. I don't know. People are foreign. You know what the word alien means? God didn't create an alien. There's no being created being an alien. Anybody can quote scripture. I'd encourage you right now, if you think you are challenged, pastor here, to I'm a mad guy, so go ahead and test me. Tell me somewhere in scripture where it says that Father created an alien. How about your blown up Ewok, and we'll call that Chewbacca, what do they call that? Sasquatch. Now, what is that, right? Tell me there's some Sasquatch wandering around in the woods, right? And there's aliens in the sky. I rebuke you. You're a child, and it's time for you to go. You've been animated like a television program, cat dog or something. Get out of here. Dog's gonna go to heaven. I rebuke you. You watch too much Disney. There's no such thing. You don't have a conscience. Too much Jiminy Cricket. Get out of here. Seriously, I don't sup with vipers. Took a bite of the apple. Who told you we're naked? You've been supping with some Canaanite deity telling you lies. Yoda, backwards speaking teacher. Oh, raising the thoracic spine of the Jed. Raising the force. Luke, Anakin Skywalker. Donald always good. You guys better watch what Donald puts in this chat. He's quite fathers wrote out on this man's heart. He does. Many are called, but oligos are chosen. I don't understand him. It kind of reminds me of me sometimes. I don't even understand myself sometimes. I have to go back and quiz, calculate, spiritual calculate, discernment through the word. I run it all through everything through the testament of the old, new, and made sure I don't the equator, like the equation, is make sure nothing's physical, that I'm not falling for physical testament, which we fail all the time. We fail quite often because we're filthy rags. And so, we got to make sure we don't raise the resurrection. That's darkness to light, predestination, right? So Donald knows what I'm talking about. He's been here for a country minute. So, man, what a blessing. What a blessing. We're at war, and we're sitting on here and having a live stream, and we're at war. We're at war. We have entered the war of three worlds. World War III. All right, it's entertaining, guys. Spaceballs, man. Spaceballs, all right? Oh, haven't you seen the movie? They're quite entertained by the television, man. You guys are just too much. God's in the sky, right? All right. It's too much, man. It's going Cheech and Chong, man. Oh, man, I can't see, man. Oh, man, I'm blind, man. I'm not blind. I can see clearly now. The rain is, black hole sun, won't you come? There we go. There we go, Mr. God Award. See, watch it. Boom. Donald's going to knock it out of the park, hit a home run. Not just a triple, but all four bases round him. Circles like Saturn halo. Not Mars, the god of war, the prong three god war. Prong three trident. Zeus, Jesus, halo, 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 high-low. He said above and below. Donald, did you hear that about the wall? He said halo. Hey, that dude mocks me. I can't wait to be free of the flesh so I can have connection again and just look him in his eternal space face. Like, dude, you so freaking pulled it off. Everybody fell for you, dude. Again, they thought you were Mr. freaking, I'm the chosen one. You know, I'm going to invent a microscopic line of camels, and I'm going to spare no expense. Mr. Scrooge, Mr. Moneybags, Mr. Donald John, Apollyon, 58-story tower, man. Man, you ever seen the dollar bill, man? There's some strange shit going on in the back of dollar bill, man. It says in God we trust, man. And it's green, too, man. Oh, wait, that was dazed and confused, man. Dave's not here, man. Dave, remember Dave? I subrogated the merchant number, right? Dave Vanderberg, the clerk, fake clerk, county, Chuck E. Cheese, territorial administrative clerk down here in Lake County, made an ass of himself. Doesn't learn. He can't come against this gospel. He's the one who signed off on the SWAT raid with the chief of finance, Ted Martin, who my bitch ran out of town. He ain't even in office anymore. He is my bitch. He's my dog. He screams my name, but not in capital letters in public. Had to be declared in the public place, brothers and sisters. There's a contract. There were two pigs there, a clown pig, a stater pig, and a county pig. You should have seen. I got to get those freaking... Under the Freedom of Information Act, guys, you know what a FOIA request? I need to put in that FOIA request for those body cams. They had those body cams on. I made sure they were recording. Well, you want to make sure you record all your public tyrant pigs in capacity of their duty. You don't have no expectation. I was not actually in the courtroom. I did pass through their box square, but there was pigs waiting for my supposed son. So, far as wars, the trumpets strike clack. Oh, we got cheeks flapping over here, Donald's. flapping his gums. Thank you, Donald, for coming in again, man. I'm having a good time tonight, you guys. It's so, hey, we're in World War III, and everybody's just like, hey, 3 Worlds War. You know, Mr. Adolf, he was Time Magazine's Man of the Year. They loved him. Mr. Stinky Muskrat, too, right? Mr. Iron will not cleave with the watery clay. I got a bone to pick with that guy, too, right? Not like chicken. There's no bone chicken. You eat no bone chicken. Where'd Bennett go? That was Bennett. Let off a little steam, Bennett. That's right, because it's a corporation. There is no criminal law being performed in America as a corporation for over 100 years. It is not a constitutional republic. Your standard is singularity, single out. It's Joe, the drone watcher, and Joe. They said, did you hear Mr. Ahmed Donald John said the FFA knows about these sky rituals that are going to flag Pastor Revelation to tell you, pay attention, this is the age of Aquarius air. They knew where these dragon balloons, how did they not know all the way across the drink they came from the Pacific Ocean and all of a sudden they appeared here out of nowhere, right? Wrong. You know, and then you better pay attention to those passes. They went through Hawaii, and that's where they had the Lahaina. That's right. Blue Roost, they did. The dragon balloons were above the blue. That's right. Red and blue equals purple, related to the queen. You better get your singularity right. Stephanie knows what I'm talking about. She ain't playing. Homie, don't play that. She my sister. I know she knows. She stands up for the right of the people of the Constitution. The Constitution now shall not be infringed. What part of that you do not understand? It's protected. You have organic, natural, color of law rights. She knows these things. Thank you, Stephanie, so much for coming in. I don't know where you came from, but thank you, Father, for sending this beautiful vessel here who protects your constitutional, natural, organic right of the people, knows that this metallic standard buy was taken singularity. Now you're on a gold. You're controlled by a single purple system, merchant system, and she knows what I'm talking about. It's a merchant number. It's what it is. Right. And they don't have any authority if you know your constitutional rights, brothers, sisters. That's what Stephanie is. That's what's so beautiful. She's trying to bring you to beautifully with a vernacular linguistics will give you the vernacular, what you need to hear, not just to tickle your ear. This was a constitutional republic at one time over 100 years ago. And it's not a democracy. Over the democratic process is part of this constitutional republic by vote, you know, but it is supposed to be through the House, Congress, and Senate. So I rebuke, I'm taking, you know, Greenland by executive order. I'm taking Canada I'm making these executive orders. This is none of this. That is serfdom. That's purple law. Just say purple. When she's saying purple, she knows what I'm talking about. Right, Stephanie? Am I wrong? It's purple law. It's merchant law. It's kind of ironic. Do you have a purple thing? Oh, careful there. Constitutional rights are the duty of the obligation of the government to limit government. That's right. The government was there to protect the inalienable, God-given, natural, organic color under the color of law. They can't encroach on this, brothers, sisters. They can't infringe on this. This is your right, the God-given right of the land, of the Constitution protected by these Masons who knew. They were Masons, but they still wrote this constitutional republic. They warned of these banksters themselves. They did. They warned of J.P. Chase even before they formed this. That's right. Joe's understanding what this too. That this is all has more to do with Morgan, though. Go back a little bit further, Joe. Go back to Morgan. Remember when this 1700s, when this United States, Fort 17, the first 13 colonies, right? Those were the state rights. You have right under the national state right. I don't claim any of those. I don't need to. That is where the first right that I would tell somebody, Stephanie would probably agree, if you truly want to contact your attorney, Secretary of State, and tell them you're leaving that capital letter name and claim your state national rights before this formation of this corporation. Thanks again for coming in, Stephanie. It's so beautiful to have. We had somebody else in here. Yeah, no, cool. Right. Okay, cool. Okay, you got you. Okay, bam. I'm all over it too. Then we're in the Hados. Okay, cool. Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, now the DuPonts, the Thumps, the Morgans, the Billerys, the Bidens, all of them now. They're all the Nephilim, the bullies, not giants. That's right. Not one world doesn't say anywhere in Scripture either, brothers, sisters. Please don't fall for one in Scripture. It doesn't say that one singularity is transgender Jesus. It is. It doesn't say anything in Scripture about a one world religion, a one world currency, or one world government. Not one time. And they got the whole world fooled for that. Who told you you're naked? You've been supping with Cain again, haven't you? So I do watch as this testament of these eyes, these thieves that are going to try to steal my crown. Legal, civil, constitutional rights are the creation of man and the rule of law by man, which administered, regulated, limited, denied, and private. See, these are contracts. You're contracting with these people out of your constitutional right, brothers and sisters. That's what you do. You give up your right by contract. Yep, that's right. That's why they got the whole everybody banging their rituals with their orgy ritual, lunar tick, celebrating 2025 and New Year's in the middle of the winter. Law Michigan courts, not a record. That's right. They're just kangaroo. They're not judges. That's why I told you there's only one article court, 3 administrative court in the United States. All the others are administrative. There's 400 fake Chuck E. Cheese judges walking around in the corporation in these fake courts in America. They're kangaroo. They're merchant courts. That's the word criminal is a merchant number of commerce, accounting. You know anything about accounting? Do you know any accounting? Criminal is a term of merchant or criminal code. That's meant for a corporation, not for a man, not under the Title 18 original statutes. No, they're not. They weren't adjudicated through the House, Congress, and Senate under the Title 18 administrative court. There's 3 article courts. So, yep. So thank you, Steph. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate the support of this. It's very important. We stand against this right now. This is Christ-like. My sister in Christ is acting like Jesus Christ, the one who was hung on a tree for standing up to Deuteronomy. You frowarded my agape. Remember, he was telling those Pharisees that these women were having to sell their bodies, and they, in their halakha and their Haggadah, they had changed that Old Testament, from the Torah Hebrew into the Aramaic, made their translation of this perversion of their own law, their oral law that you could speak but you couldn't write down, their baptism and water and all these changes and all these you hadn't gone back to a public place and nailed that you entered into that contract by bill of marriage in a public place, and you haven't gone and released her. She can't even be legally remarried. So he was fixing the perversion. If you covet another man's wife, he said, he made it spiritual right there. That's right. A public court's a record. So there you go. Listen, Stephanie, I don't know where you came from. Lynn, beneficiary. I don't know if you'll give up your location, but it's nice to have you here. And if you're somewhere in the States, divided, I appreciate you standing for the constitutional rights of these people. A lot of people wonder, why don't you bail? Oh, you don't like this country, why don't you bail? Well, some of us are going to make sure that until the end, we stand for the constitutional right of the people. It's the organic, uphold the right, the light thing to do, work in light, not in dark. You'll know them. Do not judge them by their cover. You'll know them by their fruit. Those that work in light, children of darkness, do unfruitful works of darkness, and children of light. It's easy to see, brothers and sisters. You're like a beacon for others. So appreciate, again, you being in here, and Donald and all these people come in here who understand and keep asserting their constitutional rights, knowing that they can't be taken. They can't. Organic rights, brothers and sisters, natural. If you'll continue to read what Stephanie's put in this here, that what we have has been invaded as a contract by private. I am operating in a private capacity. I don't operate in commerce ever. My name is not in capital letters. Our practice is called a public court of record that to put you in a criminal court and try to charge you with some kind of criminal charges, brothers and sisters. That has to be adjudicated through House, Congress, and Senate. We have a judicial, a legislative, and executive branch. There's a reason why this place was so very special, something that had never been done ever before. Ever. We've seen serfdom. We've seen get off the king's land, you can't be here. By rule of the king, man, that's executive order. That's what an executive order. That's serfdom. That's merchant law. That's not private. You're taking that away from you. You're operating in commerce under a capital letter, zeros and ones. In this case, it's merchant. You're going to get charged, and you're going to be charged under revised statute under the corporation. All crimes are a term of accounting. All crimes in America are crimes of commerce. Of commerce, you don't know your constitutional rights unless they've been adjudicated through the legislative. And again, the democratic process is part of the original constitutional United States Republic, constitutional republic. There were 13 original over, this happened, whether you realized long ago they took this corporation on and made this their central banksters met in Jekyll Island. Like Joe was in here talking about how these Morgan, JP, they had a meeting after the collapse of this, the JP Morgan took and bailed this country out. We already had failed once, and they made the second collapse in 29, obviously. They knew about their collapse in the 1800s, how they created this, yes, taking it away from us in the 1700s, this bimetallic standard, brothers, sisters. All these things are the main thing where you need to focus too on how it's just commerce to them. If you'd stop thinking that they gave a rat's anything, all crimes, rape, murder, arson, petty theft, malpractice, they're all crimes of commerce. There is no crimes being charged in the Article 3 court, whereas one under the original Title 18 adjudicated through the House, Congress, and Senate. Title 18. That's it. Everything else is unconstitutional. So you're just allowing this to go on and on and on and on and on. All those, Stephanie is quite articulate. I'll make it pretty simple for you. It's all fake. There's no judges in America. There's no criminal like Title 18. This is all a revised statute. I am facing 4 felony charges right now. 4 revised statutes, but I've told them I'm not a statute. Notice I'm alive. I know I'm getting the max headroom moving around because the jerk and lag switch or whatever they got going with the weather of the sun here is what's doing. It's the magnetosphere. There you go. So unless you assert your right of the people, brothers, sisters, remember, this wasn't about freedom. Veterans don't kill people in other countries, right? I'm a veteran. This ain't nice. Children. I thought it wasn't about freedom. It was about your right to choose. You had constitutional rights, not freedom. You're dumb, da-dum, dumb, dumb. There's no such thing as free will, and I rebuke the word freedom. You have an understanding of a fly of your constitutional rights. Stop saying freedom. Again, there's not militaries and 1,000+ making women and children not join the army, be killed, and then men join the army in other countries because we go make people pay for oil for freedom. It's not about freedom. It's about rights. And so if you'll pay attention when I'm talking, stop talking about your rights are being eroded by you allowing them to take them because you contract with these merchants. You don't have to buy from them. They're Walmart. They're saying, you got to buy our shit. Basically, brothers and sisters, you don't have to buy Walmart shit. You don't. Stop thinking they have any authority. Walmart does, although they're a subsidized, apologize for the cursing. It happens. It slips. Some filthy rags. But that's what you don't understand. They're Walmart. These judges are Walmart. They're the happy clown face Chuck E. Cheese tokens is all they are. It's a game, and you're being played, and you're being quarter rocked by Bob, who you're eating cock meat sandwiches and get double stuffed from behind by Bob's buddy like a quarter ride, and you're paying for it. That's the sick thing that keeps allowing to happen because nobody will expose this. You're paying, and women do some sick things in a prison, so I don't want to talk about it. But I'm serious, brothers and sisters. That's the sickening, disgusting of the corporation called America. Men pay to eat their own sandwiches. Although it doesn't happen to every man, men get violated from front and behind in prisons for victimless crimes. Criminal statutes, not the original Title 18, not even constitutional, by some clown judge who's acting as a clerk, not in a judicial capacity, not under the Title 18. There are 3 judicial courts in America, right? 2 of them are administrative. There's actually 3. First article is administrative. Third is judicial. Third is territorial, acting in an administrative capacity. So this is idiocracy. It's just a filthy mess. The father has me in just quite the pickle. But it is what it is. I've been thinking about it, and I'm going to let them do their thing here. I'm not going to even be concerned if I got fate like Daniel. If I just knew my son was alive, I just not worry about it. I don't care about none of this. Don't mean anything to me. They've already scarred me for life. If they're going to come again, they could bring it. I don't care. I don't think they're going to do anything to me. I mean, they did what they did. They brought the best. They brought 30 men with guns trying to kill me. Thought they could Lovoy Finnegan, this pastor, this teacher, because I'm a disgusting, filthy veteran who speaks up about the military, speaks up about chumps, speaks up about the constitutional right of the people. Instead of fleeing the country and checking out of here, I stay here. I stay here because my son got in trouble too, and I don't want to see others put victim to the system as he has been put. Because you don't have, once you become part of this, it's hard to get this capital letter law out from underneath it. You know, these people, am I from the Wild West? I live like I'm from the Wild West Globe. I live on you can look at the property I live, everything out here looks like it's from the 1800s. I don't build anything new. One of these boulders are older than you. Walls talk to me because every one, if you notice, is from a different time, place, and space in this here dimension. So Valid. When you claim to be a citizen, you're claiming to be a member of the service. To them, that's right. Notice that too, Stephanie. That's why I don't claim a citizen. I don't even claim national rights. I don't claim national rights. I normally wear my hat, but I don't know if you ever seen my hat. I wear a hat. Every man has to have a good hat. I work in my hat. I'm a farmer, okay? We're replenishing the livestock here at the farm. That's the best thing you can do, Glow. Become your own farmer. Become your own supply chain. Become your own grocery store. Raise your own chickens. Raise your own sheep. Raise your own rabbits. 10 rabbits will raise as much meat as a whole beef. That's right. You have the authority. Blessings, sister. And you're biblical too. Stephanie, you married? Are you yoked to any man? I appreciate a woman who could stand in her constitutional rights. Look at Tracy throwing himself out there again. All right, whatever. Hey, Father will do it. I have nothing. Father's creating my equally yoked. I probably won't get it in this lifetime. I don't even care. I'm not here. I already should have been dead. So want some drag. Some lady shouldn't have to live with me. Imagine having to get swatted. Imagine being my lady. I had to be swatted. Imagine if Stephanie is my wife. You know, she'd have to deal with this nonsense too. My daughter is possibly killed. My son could be dead. So could Stephanie right now. I think that I don't have a wife. I don't have friends. I don't have anybody like that in my life. I think that Father made me set apart. He made me a pig, worked for this, made me say, I don't like this. I need to stop. I need to get away. The PTSD is driving me crazy. I don't want to be around society. I can't believe what I did. I can't believe what this country does. I can't believe what these governments do to all these other people, all these other governments. Makes me want to check out of here, makes me want to not endure to the end. But I use that one word to continue to sozo, endure. Let him carry me, pick up, lift me. He'll heal me. He'll heal me. All these rights will be wronged. All this pain will be taken from me. Not this physical. It's nothing. I'm a veteran. Pain is just weakness, trying to leave your body. Pain is nothing. Time is nothing. I don't want to hear about pain. I'm talking about spiritual pain, brothers, sisters. Lonesome, set apart. It gets hard sometimes. Some people, I've talked about this. I got it good. I got it great. I got it awesome. So I shouldn't even bitch. Not one time, like a dog bark, bite. Not at all. People got 5, 6, 7 people. They live on our household of 4, 5, 6, 7, and they're set apart. They make them feel every day, give them a hard time. I got nobody out here saying nothing to me. Stephanie ain't here ragging me. Where are you going, honey? I thought you were going to get milk. You were at the store for an hour. Sorry, honey, get teaching the gospel. Get caught up there all the time. Don't you know that? I know, honey. That's right. Use or lose. Thank you so much. These are what you have to, again, it's so much. Thank you. That's so beautiful, Stephanie. Okay. Don't have to answer my question there. I appreciate it, though. Listen to this lady because she totally understands, guys. You, Howard, the Father is the high priest. And when you set that light at the top of your house, no weapon formed against you will prosper. You become that ambassador. You become that. No weapon. Read Ephesians. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. May the power of his might put on the whole armor of God, that ye be able to stand against the wiles of these lying demons, distributors of fortunes, devils. For we wrestle, Paul said, not against blood. We're not under that covenant. He fulfilled that blood, baptismal blood, beard blood. Brothers and sisters, lashings, crown of thorns, stabbed him. Wrestle not. He was the sacrificial lamb, brothers and sisters. They didn't eat crackers and grape juice. They ate the lamb. Wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers. The rulers of the darkness of this world once was a physical testament. Now it's spiritual wickedness in high places, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Stephanie, for Father listening to his word. Therefore, I say unto you, put on the whole armor of God. No weapon formed against you will prosper. No fiery darts will penetrate you, or you will be the ruler of this realm, time. Yes, you will. The elect will not be fooled, brothers and sisters. Father gives us that authority. Listen to what she's saying. O ye will be Luke, without counsel. They'll drag you in front of their synagogues and their magistrates and their men in their black robes. Give no thought on what you will say. I will tell you your answer. He is the authority, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I shall not want. I will fear no evil, for the Lord are with me. He is my shepherd. He leadeth me through green pastures. He's the living water, brothers and sisters. He has the voice of many waters. He has the eyes of fire, and the feet as fine brass, as burnt or burnest in a furnace. Careful where you set your feet on this rock. Don't stand on sinking. Do not. He is the Petra. Do not build your house on sinking sand, brothers and sisters. They were masons, although they were 33. He is the high priest, and when you have him as your high priest, no weapon. No, without counsel. I will tell you your answer. No weapon, brothers and sisters. Do you understand how important it is? If you do not possess this word, if he doesn't write it on your heart, then you're not using what it is that he's given you, and you're hiding that light in the basket like he tells you. Don't hide that. Give that shekel to the rich man. Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate that. It's beautiful. I've seen you quote a lot of, and I'm not saying that you didn't before, but I've seen you quote a lot of this constitutional because it's God, natural, organic, given prior to this, citizen. Brothers, try to remember you have rights under the Constitution, whether you have a citizenship in this country or not. Under the Constitution, the people of this American divided states of the corporation are very uneducated of their own natural constitutional, but that's why now it's a democracy. And it's serfdom. And this has gone on for, if you'll again follow Stephanie, for over 100 years. So it's been happening with you since you were born. And they took this from you because they don't think you're accountable, and you're a child, and they've taken it from you. It is what it is. If you only had a brain, you wouldn't be a straw man. And if you weren't a tin man, you wouldn't have an ID number that was to a merchant taxed by the corporation bond and sold, open for business, the corporation called America. Go ask Mr. Warp Speed. They just arrested one of the Fed heads of the Fed. Get out of here. I thought he was going to lock up, Donald was going to lock up Hillary and arrest and audit the Fed, Powell, and blow Powell's bubble. Instead, he blew Powell. He had a slobber knocker, didn't he? Those two he's got a poker face like I've never seen. Even law merchants define, because see, guys, this was an old contract. This is an old contract. Old contract on paper. Actually, this merchant law was a trust. Do you have any idea what a trust is? Not faith, but trust. Careful now. Don't change this. It was paper. It was actually handwritten, this merchant law. And if you violated this trust, had to be paid back. Double, didn't it? You know about that, Stephanie? I think you do. Who do we have in here the other day that was beautiful? We had a whole room of people, 3 or 4 of you. That's a lot of people who know when you get 2 or 3 or 4 of us who know these. They knew about that Trezevant 1983 calculator and the Tampa Bay. Who was that? Think, Pastor. Think, Pastor. What was this? Who was it? We had Stoner Connection in here. We had. I'll have to go back and. Oh, I can't. Well, if you let him take it from you, know that, Dirk. If you don't let him take. No, not Annie. There was a gentleman who came in here. Remember, Donald, that came in here who knew about the merchant number and knew about the old contract law. And what else was he pointing out? Okay, I won't think about it and I'll remember it. That's what I have to do. Stop thinking about it. That's how I normally can remember things. And normally names, never ever. I was such an excuse maker for names, and I don't make no excuses anymore. They're there. They're there. And there's Andy right there. Gosh, man. Isn't that amazing, guys? How many are called, but few are chosen. You know, we are so fortunate, you know, not by luck, but to have blessings beyond our wildest imaginations. Yeah, remember you were here, and we had that other person that was connecting, because I know you know this too. You were there. That we were just a couple of days ago. We were really connecting on this merchant law. We really were. We were humming on. We got something on that was awesome. We were just crushing these people, guys, because this has been going on, and this is by design about to change. And if us that are in this narrow way will not try to change Father's will, we will be able to sound the alarm loud enough that people will make the right move ahead of time. And yeah, know the difference between lawful and legal. You know, that's why there's such thing as trespass. Trespass. You know what the term trespass means? Criminal and trespass are 2 different things. One is merchant, one is old, one is not. See, there was no such thing as criminal. So the linguistics and the logistics of this vernacular or legal vernacular is everything. You have to have it right. It has to equate. Right? You're not required to be legal. That's why it's not a legal proceeding. They have no judicial capacity. They'd have to be operating in an Article 3 court under the original Title 18 statutes. Otherwise, it's not legal. Right? It's not. They're trying to charge you under false criminal law, revised statutes. Not legal. Under the Constitution of the United States, it has to be in an Article 3 court. It has to be adjudicated through the House, Congress. It has to be legislated through the democratic process, through our constitutional republic, through all 3 branches of our government. By executive order is not constitutional. That's repugnant. That is not, we are not supposed to follow that. Yep. So That's why I have taken over the merchant number of this capital letter name that they've tried to me and subrogated the merchant number, or subrogated the merchant number, and challenged the judicial capacity of Dave Vandenberg, the seated clerk in the case under this CFR with this ORS revised statute. Yep, under sovereign immunity. Under sovereign immunity. And that's why I've told them, I put them on notice of liability for the damages created by these officers and all people involved in this case on the prosecuting side of this case. He isn't a judge. He's not. He's a clerk. He's like the secretary. He's acting as a clerk. They're mad at me. They don't like me at all down there, Rose. They've created quite the storm down there. They've never had it done before, but that's okay. This last time we went down there again with Kevin, and this big, Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. He looked like he was wearing the same pants he wore in college. He was in his 30s, probably late 30s, but he was very young. He's some plant that just took over out here. He had no idea what he's getting himself into. Yeah, you can only contract with them, brothers, sisters. You have to give their authority. That's why they ask you. You have to raise your hand and say, "This is my capital letter name," and you look down on that paper. Your bargain, your attorney who's working for the bar. I don't care if you paid him $100 million and he's, your OJ's attorney, or he's some public pretender. He still works for the chief of finance. And so does the judge, who's not a judge. He works for the COF. They all work for the prosecuting chief of finance. He's the one who's contracting your merchant number. That's why the judge works for him. Yeah, he's not an attorney either. He has no judicial capacity. He's not charging you under, like they're trying to charge me with, an Oregon revised statute of hindering prosecution. Well, you're damn right. I have affirmative defense. I have the right under self-defense to protect myself from illegal prosecution. I know my rights. Title 18 statutes. I have that right to protect myself. Justification. My criminal and civil actions are justified. Criminal actions, no, they're not criminal. The civil and criminal liability is justified, excused. It's called excused defense, justification defense. The legal logistical description is self-defense of affirmative defense. I know this. I've always had that right. I have the right to protect myself. They're not trying to even charge me under the original Title 18 in an Article 3 court. So none of it's even legal. They try, which are for some corporation on me, and I never was arrested under some capital letter name. Not never once. It's unbelievable. It's gone 9 months, and they will not stand down. And I know it's Father doing it. There's a bigger cause going on here. So, yeah. So I don't go by it. I don't recognize any of it. It's Chuck E. Cheese. I don't act like that. That's why I told that clown pig, stop looking at me, you stater pig. I'm talking to your clown pigs in your camera. Your leader pigs. I'm not Lavoy Finicum. You can't just come out here because I assert my First Amendment right, my constitutional Fourth Amendment right to be secure. I could have killed 2 of your state pigs using my Fourth Amendment right. You guys are harassing the hell. I remember I waved my hand in the air with the phone, live streamed you, and had my hand up to my phone, and you guys were harassing me. I said on a live stream, my daughter is in here. You're freaking the living hell out of scaring her, and you ended up kidnapping her. Should have just shot those 2 state troopers dead. But I'm a meek man, not a weak man. I don't need a weapon to take a man's life. I have unarmed self-defense training without a weapon. I never threatened to kill any man. He said, turn your cheek 7 times 70. So that's why I told that clown cop pig, that little county pig, shut up, you little pig, county pig. He had his little camera blinking too. Stop talking. Stop saying murder. I have the right to be secure in my houses, papers, persons, and effects. Without warrant, they can't come on my property. You guys drove on my property instead of shooting you, murdering you after you came in. You brought 25 men with guns and scarred me for life. I wouldn't have been permanently scarred for life if I would have shot those 2 state troopers that day. You don't believe me? Go look on the live stream. It's all documented. I've documented every bit of this, even the SWAT raid. I can't document when I go into court. Tango, get out from behind me, buddy. You keep, Tango, go. This dog he's sitting behind me. He's starting to push his legs up in my back. That's a little sciatic on my lower back there. And lay your head right over there. Thank you. Go, buddy. So, this constitutional republic failed this veteran soldier, military, police. I know my rights. I have all the evidence. They have what is called the burden of proof, even if they're going to take me to trial and try to take me under this kangaroo fake bull nonsense, because I've never said that I was this capital letter name that they have on their papers. When they arrested me, I said my name was Apocalypse. My name is Revelation. They tried to give me another charge for false official statement to a police officer, although they have sovereign immunity and can lie to you under their law, but they can't break the law, not the constitutional law, brothers and sisters. They can't. So I know my rights, and they did. They didn't execute the warrant properly. They shot me at 45 seconds. They hit me in the face. I shouldn't even be standing here. I'm so thankful that I can even be standing here with this room with all of you guys are sitting here. I could even put together words anymore. I should have speech problems. I should have hearing problems. My vision in my right eye should be gone. I should not be able to operate. I've suffered a concussion from the moment they got 45 seconds here. They came here to kill me, brothers and sisters. It would show that. If they take this to some federal court steps in outside, I have called multiple times for a change of venue. This is the case that would literally qualify for a change, what is called a change of venue. It meets and checks every stinking block. Me. And that's fine, brothers and sisters. This is Father doing this. Last time I went to court, I thought I was going to see my son at trial, and they told me he wasn't gone in September, and I know I heard him in the courtroom in October. So it's been a rough. You're just kind of letting this go, guys. But it is what it is. I got faith like Daniel, and if Father wanted any of this to be different, I've already done everything I can do in this case in an open court. I've made record. I've done all this, and it's just Father who's continuing to keep this like me standing up and upright and able to do this. I don't know how. Even after that day I've been able to stand here before you. Yes, I do. It's Father. I'm fooling myself. So, I'm trying to keep it together here, connection. I was a little bit weak here, like I said. I got another court date coming up, and they're just going to do the same thing again. They have no counsel. They're going to violate. I brought Kevin there with me last time, and I said, okay, immediately motion to dismiss all charges in this case. You have nothing. You do not even have a documented FOIA request could show you don't even have any body cam Mirandizing me. You failed to Mirandize me. This would throw this case out immediately. Stop. I'm not capital letters. I will not go by. I'm not a corp. I'm not part of this. I will not allow you to arrest me under capital letter. I already subrogated that, took over a power of attorney. So it'll be all right, brothers, sisters. It'll be all right. I just, I'm more concerned again where my son's at under this very trying time. And if I knew if he was alive, then I would knew he's struggling. And if I knew he was dead, then I'd feel some relief. And I hate to even say that. And then I'd be very concerned for where the hell is my daughter? Did they kill her too? They already kidnapped her. They already shot her. You've seen what they did to me in the live stream. So they're not nice. They will use physical violence, and they have used men with guns to come here to unalive me. And they didn't have their way, but it doesn't mean that they didn't have their way with my son and my daughter. So I just feel a little bit this morning, like I said, every morning, I don't know why Father keeps rolling me over in this, you know, when I sup with him and I pray with him, why I just keep thinking about if I was dead, I'd know if he was alive or not, but I won't, because I'm not there for judgments yet. I won't know until he's not in heaven in the sky. I'll have to wait for him, till after judgment. So I can't do that. I can't check out early because my mind wanders in the morning some little bit. When I get up, it's fresh and it does things that it doesn't do after. My mind doesn't wear like that. I check out or whatever. It doesn't. It's the morning time where it's going warp speed, right? So morning, right? See. So, but it's okay. Yeah, no such thing as sovereign immunity. But anyways, I'll figure it out. I just wish I had something. I don't know why I wish I don't need anything like that. I just to know that he's okay, and things are getting really expensive and we're at war. Imagine being at war and you don't know if your son is dead or alive. It's kind of trying for me, guys, a little trying. So I don't want any sympathy from you. I just, as things continue to break down, you don't think if you have a child, and he's a grown man, he's 26 years old now, by years, but I don't know how he's taking care of himself. I don't know how my daughter, his wife, is doing. A hard time. They don't have many things like that. They live more paycheck to paycheck. They have a house, or they had a house. So I don't know. I've just been so silent about it, guys, about my son. It's just, this system is so wrong. I have all the evidence to clear him. I've done nothing illegal. I have affirmative defense. I have the right under habeas corpus to protect my son's rights if he can't protect his own. You know what habeas corpus is? I have that right. So I've always tried to protect his constitutional rights. You can't tell a veteran not to do that. I don't know what the hell this government is thinking. They're going to stop me. You don't stop a veteran and tell them to protect the people, get a DD 214, give me an honorable discharge, and tell me to stop protecting this country. I'm not. Even though I hate the country, I don't hate the people. I hate what the country's become. I'll continue to protect the constitutional right of the people. My son is a victim. I am a victim, but I don't claim victim. So I don't talk about it anymore. I just stand up and have faith like Daniel that, like I said, guys, it's so hard to think if he was dead, he wouldn't be suffering. And I don't want that. I hope he's suffering. Are you getting hungry, girl? I think she just flipped over her bowl. My kitty's telling me it's time to eat almost. Wow. Almost right on time, kitty. 7 o'clock. She like a clock. You're like having a girlfriend. You know that? Or a wife. Come here, boy. Let everybody see the boy. Come here, my big guy. Come here, Yasher boy. Come here, my big Yasher boy. He's my big guy. He's on the diamond lamb and rices, so He is what keeps me going too, guys. I'm so thankful Father gives me these wonderful animals. I want to say hi, buddy. I'll say hi to everybody. You're so big. You're such a big guy. You don't like picked up. Here, let me love you. I want to love you. I want to love you. I don't like picked up, Dad. I don't want picked up. So, okay. I know, buddy. You're not much of a lover. He is sometimes. If it's cold, he's pretty warm. He's pretty settled in here. I love you, buddy. You're my biggest guy that I ever did. Biggest. Okay, the judges are acting as if justice is all that. To the Pope. Yeah, I know that. They can't because I am, Stephanie, because who I've done, they know who I am. You don't think the feds know who I am? You don't think the feds have been out here? Yes, they have. So I'm not even concerned. There's a reason why certain things happen and certain things don't. I've called the Department of Justice at a federal level about this county, about this state. I've been in contact with all these alphabet soup agencies, and none of them ever once have ever made one single call back to me. It's like I just don't even exist. It's like they've already shot me when I walked out the door, and I'm just having this after life existence to kind of write out the time, place, and space, and plane, or whatever, if you will. Because I know when I reached back for that door, for sure they were going to definitely shoot me to just shut the door because I didn't want my animals to get out the house. So I'm so glad when I got the discovery of evidence, when I demanded that through this clown, fake, said that the county had dropped by and that the dogs could be a threat to the law enforcement. They would have shot my dogs 100%. They didn't get to unalive me. So if my dogs came out barking at them, they would have shot them 100%. So I'm so thankful. Even though I felt the sting of that bullet in my head when I reached back for the door, it felt like the righteous thing to do for these animals. Once again, they never lied to me. They've never cheated on me or ever broke my heart one single time. And so I would reach back for the sting of a bullet inside these animals. They would take a bullet for me. You got anybody that'd take a bullet for you in your life? I'm serious. You have anybody that seriously stand in front and give their life for you? So you hear me on the live stream. What am I asking for? What am I demanding? I just need numbers for my dogs. I would not be scarred for life. Well, no, my eye, it would have been screwed. That was 45 seconds. But I would have eaten 4 to 5 tear gas canisters if I didn't have dogs in here. And I wasn't such a loner. I didn't have anybody. And it's so ironic that the person I knew that was supposed to take my dogs, his number was disconnected. So I struggled to find a number and had to eat 5 tear gas canisters and should have never had to do. That's excessive force, but Father made me strong enough to stand through more than one. 5 of them. I don't even know how I'm standing here. So let me wrap this up, bro. Sister. I feel a little overwhelmed here all of a sudden. Been thinking about my son here. Appreciate it. I can probably come on for the end of the night here, maybe. But I wish I knew somebody who knew where my son was at, especially, and I don't know, we're at war. They've got these borders locked down. They got the military at the border now and stuff. It's a whole different time we live in. It'd be one thing if I knew where he was at, if I knew where my daughter was at, but I don't trust the state of Oregon. I don't trust this county. And I can't even leave the state of Oregon right now if I wanted to. So Father's got me chained down still to the state. And so, what a struggle. But thank you so much for the ministry, because I don't really think any of this, I do all the time, but I don't share this with you guys often. They're doing good. They're doing good. I checked on them earlier. They were on the live stream, so they're doing good. I've got some, oh yeah, we'll definitely have to give them all some pretty good names. I'm doing some sprouting out some beans, some kidney beans, and some pinto beans. Boy, they don't smell very good when I open up that container. Ooh, because they're gassing off. But I've got them in a sealed container, and so I'm trying to microgreen these ladies some microgreens for them too, and give some extra nutrition. Treat them very well. I like to. Going to try to start doing that more on a regular basis too, as spring comes in. It'll be a whole lot easier to do, and the summer when it's real warm, they'll germinate super fast, and I'll be able to do trays in probably 2 or 3 days of sprouts for them, and excited about getting all this, getting these animals back out here, because I think very soon, again, I'm going to shut the doors to this place, and I won't open the doors anymore for a while. I want to practice as if it's already happening, because it already is. So I probably, and I've already talked to Kevin about this. His name's Elijah. Annie, just pray for the will of the Father, please, because I don't know. I mean, all I can hope is that Father has him in a safe place, and why would I think he isn't? His life has been such a struggle. I thought I had a tough life, man. Imagine being my son. He is paid seriously for my actions. His own, but he's paid triple over and over because of the things that I've done. So, but last year I fed the chickens tadpoles. I did. They loved them. They were protein based. So, yeah, like I said, maybe just something, but Father just won't give me anything. Shiloh will give me nothing, guys. That's just the way it is. I have to deal with it. I just have to live with it. Once again, I know it seems I don't say it very often, but I've already told you, now months ago, because I've just not as very little mention that, I don't know where he's at. I didn't have any contact with him. I thought I was going to get to see him. He made a mistake, but he paid for his mistake, and now they're making him pay for the things that because he's my son. And what a tragedy this constitutional republic is failing somebody like myself, and who stands, and then Elijah's getting in the way, and they mess with him. So, Annie, please don't. I don't know what to pray for. I wouldn't even know what to. Like I said, I don't know. I'd want him to be safe, alive, dead, struggle, where, in this country, out of this country. He just won't give me anything. He won't give me anything. I talked to his mom after 8 months, because I had no other contact to know anybody. I just felt like this no contact order, we were all doing the right thing. And then he doesn't show up to his trial. It doesn't make any sense. So it's just been hard to kind of let it go and not talk about it. So it's a little bottled up. And so, I have all the evidence to clear Elijah Werner, and they won't look at it. It's been 9 months since they swatted this house, and zero. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. It's like they're still tear gas in this house. The tear gas even cleared out. This little Juniper still got the little baby kitties in here. I just shut the door. They're still barking at me to come down the ramp. So, I don't know. Maybe when Father would give me something, like I said, I called his mom, and she won't even call me back now. So she won't return my messages. She don't even really have a relationship with him like that. The only person who knew where he was at was his brother, who played an online video game with him almost daily. And he disappeared playing a video game and was never seen again. because my mind gets to wandering, and it's hard to be out here sometimes by myself. So I'm thankful for you guys, and I do apologize for hounding on it for so long. But you guys were there for the hundreds of hours before I tried to avoid getting swatted. I tried for hundreds of hours, made hundreds of calls. Many people tried. A lot of people. We made hundreds of phone calls prior to them ever swatting this house. So, Lady in Red can testify. I don't know how I'm here. Only by God's will. There's no other way. It's not even possible. You want to see physical proof of a God, you can go look at the live stream of the SWAT raid, and you'll see physical proof that God can protect a man. So, I don't know. If I saw him, I'll contact him. I'll break your contact order. I don't care about their stupid contact order, guys. I already told you that too. That's the only thing that's right now that I have. If he already skipped his trial, you think he's going to see again? I want to say this one more time. Maybe this will make sense to you. Why I do think he's not here anymore, or he's definitely not in this country, or I don't have any idea. Because if he was not going to go to trial, which would be very not wise of him, but it is what it is, he had already shown up in court over by phone in October. But when I showed up in September or in December, they sent a man to my house, broke my Fourth Amendment constitutional rights, could have shot that man too, John Mogul, and I didn't 18 times, told him to exit and stop and leave my property. He said he served a subpoena to me in November, but my son was already missing in September when he was on the phone in October. Yep, coming up this week, next week. Next week. We're going to do it again next week. So, I'm thankful for faith. I'm thankful Father's doing this. Know something. He will reveal that to me. So I'm trying not to push. What I'm really trying to show is strong faith, brothers, sisters. Strong, strong faith that Father is in control of all things and rights these things, and he's ready to right this wrong. He will. Kind of have to do the things sometimes, like with my life, this whole building this community and ranch thing. I just have to put trust in Father, and kind of like with the wife thing. If I'm ever to have a lady in my life, it's only going to be by Father's will, not of my own. I don't even want to try. I don't want to waste my time being with somebody that Father doesn't want for me, and vice versa. So many things I have to just let stand and let go, and I want to scream and yell about them all the time from the top of the roof. So, but I can't, brothers, sisters. It's not going to change anything. So I can't. You know how much I've tried. I've got thousands of hours into this, and I didn't have to do anything. I could have took the money I had, got in a boat, and went to, Bermuda. Could have went to Switzerland. I didn't have to do any of this. I don't have to be going through it. I would have never been scarred for life. So, if I knew where he's at, I would go find him. Because I don't care about their stupid contact order. I would. I don't care about the no contact order. So I'm very confused that if my son, is he trying to keep me in trouble by not calling me? I mean, he's already said, fuck it. Apologize for the cursing. I've went a long time and I was cursing quite a bit and I've curbed my habit. So I've tried really hard and I've slipped and I apologize. But if he said that and he wasn't going to go show up to court, why was he missing in September when I heard him on the phone in open court in October? Something is not right, and I've told you that. So you guys just think I let this go and I don't think about my investigative brain is not constantly trying to recalculate that. I have to put faith on this. Remember, that guy came out here into come into December, to this trial, and he doesn't show up when remember, that's when those stupid stater pigs were there standing in front of the courtroom to arrest him. That's what they said. He didn't show up to his court date. I'm like, what the hell? How does that make any sense? He was on the phone in court when I was there in court with a witness. I actually, Lady in Red, I said I was excited to see him because I said, well, hell, if they're just going to throw him in prison, I already have all the evidence. They're just, railroading him. I have the evidence. I used to be a pig myself. Remember, I'm a veteran. I'm a prior military pig, police, and been SWAT, special weapons and tactics trained, cert for a special reaction team, trained by Metro, LAPD, did my reconstruction in the Highway Patrol Academy in Oklahoma. I've been, the boot has been on this foot, neck of the nations, and on, thrown people in a rape cage, made them eat Big Bob sandwiches. I don't feel good about the things I've done. So it hurts my heart that I know that they attack him because of it. He should not be facing any of these things. He made a mistake, but now he's paid more than double for his crime that he committed. So what? We make mistakes, all of us. None of us are. I don't have a criminal record, but they're still coming after me no matter what. And I know I have my right of an affirmative defense. I have the right to protect myself from illegal prosecution. So this country sucks. Law enforcement officers are pigs, and I rebuke every one of these idiots who support this system. You're supposed to be innocent till proven guilty. No, you're not. I used to be a filthy pig, swine, clown, cop myself. Yeah, it snowed out here quite a bit. If you go back to the live stream earlier today, you'll be able to see all the snow. I showed some of the snow. I went outside. So what sucks, guys, is I have all the evidence. I have every stitch of evidence a million times over, and you know that. Lady in Red knows that I stream for hundreds of hours. Don't worry about it. Nobody upset me, Annie. I'm not upset. I'm not. I just miss my son. I get a little lonely. I don't have anybody to talk to about, and I have you guys, so it's awesome. Because he's the only person I told you that I was yoked with, and I'd have nobody in this life. I'm yoked to nobody. Nobody going to be with nobody on the other end that I know of. I'll know of you, brothers and sisters, that are in the narrow way, but I don't have anybody here. There's nobody to connect with anybody. I don't feel, again, that there is enough time to connect with anybody in that fashion anyways. But my son is one of those people, the only one. So I can't be selfish and, because I have this ministry. So I apologize. I just haven't talked to you guys in a minute. I just want to let it out because you guys are there for me. You are my shoulder to cry. And I've cried on this channel. I've whined, I've bitched, moaned, cussed, cursed, all of it. So I appreciate that I'm more settled and I've had time to think about it. I told you all I can do is put faith in Father that he wants this to be different. At any moment, he will make it right. He doesn't. I've tried so hard. I've pushed and pushed and pushed so hard. Lady in Red was there for weeks, 283 some hour live stream. I was only sleeping 1 or 2 hours a night. Called the SWAT raid, called the exact night. Told my son, if you want to go, check out. Let's go. Let's go now. They're going to come tonight. If you're not ready to go to jail, remember the thief on the cross. I talked to my son about it. Said, son, we're probably going to both end up in prison over this. You know that, right? And we got to just let him use us, man. Dad doesn't need to be doing this. You know that. You already told me to get the silver and take off and go. But, son, you're not the only one this is happening to. We know you did all these hours, son, and then some. So that's why I'm standing by you. You're an upright man. So I'm very thankful that I had the time to talk to him and sit down him before that SWAT raid. And go over the word with him and sup with him, the thief on the cross, that we need to be used. Nobody knows that any moment in time, Father can take whoever he chooses, and we need to just be the vessel. It's all about just being the vessel and being used. And that's why when they were shooting the windows out of the motorhome and they'd already hit me in the face with a concussion grenade and 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 scarred me for life, uh, my son called me. Um, so I don't have any phone calls. I did it in open court, Stephanie. The judge said I made my record too. So I'll be filing some motions here after this court date. Yeah, white Jesus. That's Caesar Borgia. So they're going to come in here and teach somebody about the other Jesus. Good for you. But don't start talking about the letter J and shapes of the earth, please, because everybody in here is more refined than that. But yes, we know there's no white is not a color. You're an idiot. You're a racist. So stop saying white. You're a racist. I rebuke you. It just caught up with me like a boomerang and hit me like a heavy weight, like a hammer. Don't say white. There's no such thing as white. You're a racist. Get out of here. There's no such thing as black. You're not even speaking. God didn't create racists, so stop it. You don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. You're acting out like an ass. Brutish. Let's see if I'm wrong. Or can I prophesy your people? What do you mean people? You're slewing me into a group of people. F you. I'm not like anybody. You're an idiot. So don't group me with anybody. They can't clone me. You can doppel, maybe find somebody who looks like me, but give me 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes and nobody will, part of that's ministry will say that's not pastor revelation. No, it's not. You can't duplicate what I said. No, you can't. So don't even try. So don't be an idiot. You're stupid. There's no such thing as white people. You're an idiot. They don't know anything. No such thing as black people. Nobody was ever written down on a birth certificate as black in history or white. So stop it with your transgender Jesus. Okay. So, hey, look, again, brothers, sisters, I'm so thankful for my son again that when he called that day and he said, Dad, I'm not going to prison. I'm not going to prison, Dad, because he knew he'd done all the time and then some. I said to him, remember the thief on the cross, son. And he said, okay. And that's the last words I've ever said to my son. And that's the last time I ever talked to him. And then I told him that he was coming out. That he was coming out and he would have had his hands up and he wasn't going to resist. And he was going peacefully and he did. And you can hear him in the background. He asked, why are you here? He has that right to know why are you taking me? What about my 180 hours? He has that right. He made that statement. He wasn't resisting because he had his hands in the air. You can see me on the live stream. But he asked, you can, I tell you, and he says, what now? Because he's, and you hear the cop shoot him. And I later had spoken with somebody that said they shot Elijah. So, well, they didn't take him to the hospital. They didn't take me to the hospital. I saw him through the little flap in court, so I know he was alive. So, but could I say if he's alive now? I couldn't tell you if he's alive or not. I don't know. I have no idea. Any idea if he's alive or dead. And that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to sit there and think and not know that we're at war right now. And I don't think anybody's taking me seriously. And that's okay. I'm taking my life seriously. I love you, brothers and sisters, but this is war, Let me cover that for a minute, and then I'm going to go and try to get off this subject and get out of here. Okay, guys, they're fighting back. Retaliatory tariffs. This is war. We're at war. If you don't prepare for war, you're an idiot. And I don't really apologize for getting off on this Elijah thing. I'm not sorry at all, though. It is what it is. I haven't been talking about it at all for months, so it's on my brain. And this morning I thought about whether if I was dead, if I would know if he was dead too. That would be, I get to see him again. And would it come sooner if I, never mind. I did one actually, I was just thinking, not trying to physically do anything. It was just a thought in my head. So we're at war. Canada said we're going to go ahead and retaliatory tariff. Tariff is a form of war. Said again, Trudeau, Trump said 50%. Greenland, that's just imperialism. He said for the right of the whole people. So this is a world war now. I don't want to hear this anymore. Again, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. We're in a world war right now. And if you are too ignorant to see it, I don't, you're not, I'm a veteran. I know how military police, we are the masters of war. We are the first ones to enter into war. And we are the very last, with prisoners of war, the last ones to leave. So you're not going to tell me I don't know war. The most heavily armed 4-man team in war is the military police. So you're not going to explain to me that I don't know movement of war. This is the job, 9 field missions. Another skill identifier, MOS, Mike Oscar Sierra, 95 Bravo in the military. So I know this. This is war. And if you're too ignorant, get behind me, Peter. I don't care about your, I'm not here to be nice. I'm not here to be friends with you. I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm here to sup with my brothers and sisters that are in the narrow way. So Mexico said no. Panama, there's protests in Panama Canal, and they're saying no. So everybody's fighting back this imperialistic clown, idiot. And if you know somebody who supports Donald Trump, you're looking at probably the most uneducated idiot ever to walk this earth. These people who support this man have the attention span and the brain of a fly. They really do. I do not care if you take that as an insult. He decorates his house with Satan. He spent more money than any other president, and I can't stand none of them. George Washington was a 33-degree Mason and not the first president of the United States. You might grow up and start understanding your history before you start trying to understand what war. So take this with you will and discern it as you will. I'm not asking you to panic. It's hard to believe. We're in a world war, and I'm sitting here live streaming to the whole world. This is crazy. This is insane. Go ahead and call me insane all you want. You do whatever you want. I know I have a plan that I've been at for 20 plus years for these times, exact times that are happening right now. So I'm not going to let this world tell me different. That's why I'm trying to re-up this farm back out here. Get to a place where you can become your own supply chain, brothers, sisters. I don't want to hear I've got other trading spots. That's nice. That'd be good too. Become your own grocery store. Become your own vegetable. Grow your own meat source. Become your own power company. Become your own water source. Become empowered, brothers, sisters. When you become empowered, become your own central bank. Take a look at a piece of land that you can find somewhere where you can make these things happen. If not, I have a place. Stop making excuses. If it's money, how much do you need to get here? What is your need? I'm tired of this people with this money nonsense. I don't even make a freaking dime. And I make all this happen. So I don't want to hear about your petty excuses that you don't have money to make it happen. Everybody's made a million excuses on why they can't get here. Stop making excuses on where you need to be. You should already be where you should be already, practicing and doing what you should be doing, not doing it at the last moment. So do these things. See, that's what is hard for me with my son. I'm in this mindset, and I got to let this man float out there, and I'm this stinking serious. You know, there's hailstones the weight of a talent that are up there in our upper atmosphere that have been there since Honga Tonga went off. You just keep wanting to forget about that too, huh? 129. You think you think your roof could stand a 30-pound hailstone right now? Your composite 50-year laminate tin roof. You got 30-pound hail. So I'm serious, brothers, sisters. Stop making excuses. There are ways to do it out in this valley. I can get you into a land sale contract for a couple $100 a month. You go collect cans up at this Chevron and make that kind of money out of the 4 or 5 garbage cans up there. These people throw, because this is a little blink miss town in the tourists that come through here, you know. So you don't have to do anything in panic, but I'm telling you, brothers, sisters, I can't believe we're sitting here going into where he's going to tariff people for tomatoes, potatoes, onions, avocados, all these, and people are just like, I'll just wait until eggs are $50 a dozen. I'll just keep letting them make things more, like things aren't expensive enough as they are. This man's going to go out and tariff our own allies. They're going to write in history that they tariffed the United States tariffed its own, went to war with its own allies. Right there. And if you didn't know that, you were just an idiot at the time, meaning you were lame, unskilled, uneducated. You just didn't know. So you'll figure out that I didn't insult you and I wasn't holding. You didn't know. Many people, this has happened. Wars have happened. People didn't know it was happening exactly the way it was until bombs were falling in their backyard. Is that when you're going to respond? That's too late. You got to wait to fight people for the last roll of toilet paper, box, bag, or canned food. You're an idiot. That's not when you don't go down there when there's chaos. You avoid chaos. That's how you beat this. So, make it happen. Stop. There's no more days. You don't have no more days. I'm done. No more days. Get where you need to be. They're fighting back. F you, kiss my ass. I don't care anymore. Stop playing games. Stop making excuses. Stop doing anything else but other than preparing. You are at war. What else are you doing that's more important? Other than spiritual, you're here. So that's totally cool. I got that. I've totally put your treasure, not of these worldly things, but on in after you die. I'm good with that. That's why I'm here. So start making this happen. Get to where you're with somebody who wants to grow food and eat food that's not bought at the grocery store. Please. Or keep quiet in here. If you want us to talk about something gospel, I'll probably interrupt and talk about the gospel. You know that. I'll always interrupt for that. Otherwise, 2,600 plus years, you're an idiot. He's been preparing a place to come back to receive his bride. I don't want to hear about preparedness. He still hasn't finished preparing that place. So don't tell me I can't prepare. It took us to build this beautiful, wonderful house for that beautiful sky. We talk about, Jerry, you're an idiot. You didn't create no sky. So I'm not doing it in panic, brothers, sisters. I do things for decades. So I've got decades ahead of you. No, you're not. Lady is a moderator that can moderate you, Connor. She can take away your moderate status. Oh, Jerry, you still one of those stupid idiots? Do you think Christopher Columbus discovered America? The Chinese were here in the 14th century. Stop with your idiocracy. Are you the one who said white earlier? You're that one who said white. Why are you still in here? You're an idiot. There's no such thing as white people. There's no such thing as aliens. Ewok. Giant Ewokism. Is that Bigfoot? You believe in Bigfoot? You believe in you're spinning around on a ball too? People are so foolish, bro. They could be doing all these things with their time. This is the time they're doing. So I'm not, you know what? No more trolls. No more trolls. Sorry, lady in red. I have to make the change. I won't dress these trolls anymore. You got to do it. You got to dress them on your own. Oh, Tracy, you won't be able to stop. I'll turn you off. I'll Pepsi drop your ass. You know what that term is? Hey, check this out. You want to go in there to the store and get me a Pepsi? You can get yourself one too. Here's $10. Here's $10, Connor. Here's $10, Donald. Go in there and get yourself a Pepsi, okay? And grab me one too. See you later, Donald. I'll Pepsi drop your ass so fast. You ever heard that term? I'll turn you off like a light switch. No more trolls. Just gonna ignore them. You think it's possible? Can Pastor Revelation not talk to the trolls? We'll turn them off for a minute. So I'm not going to address them anymore, brothers, sisters. Preparedness or nothing. Celestial preparedness, spiritual preparedness. If you're not talking about it, now's time. We're already going back. This channel hasn't gone anywhere. I'll show you the analytics. It's negative every month now. Totally shadow banned, and I love this so much that there's less and less trolls that come in here. So don't troll this chat with your I'm going to do something worldly. You're at a war right now. What are you doing about a world war? Be one of the people who actually do something about it. You're not going to change anything that Father hasn't written, but don't be one of these idle hands of the work of the devil. It only takes for evil to flourish, for a good man to stand around and do nothing. So do something about this war that you're in now. A tariff is a war. A sanction is a form of war. An embargo is war. You're at war. You're in World War III. There already has been a Trojan horse rolled into this country. Fentanyl, 1. Immigrants, 2. More than that. They got a lot more going than that. But they're going to play these cards against you. The citizen. I'm not no citizen, so I ain't following none of your nonsense. Blue helmets, I don't recognize none of it. I'm not going to fall for fake aliens, giants with big old DARPA, neoprene suits on, operating in Chuck E. Cheese giant suits. I'm not going to fall for this. And all of you are. You're going to believe there are aliens and giants and all this fake 3D holographic imagery and Tesla tech. And, there's a robot carrying a megalithic structure. So, and guys, if you can, I know not everybody can. I'm kind of speaking to the people who can. I want to speak to you about this. If you can't bug out, thank you, Jade Helm. Commanding, this is taking over all the people. So this has already been set in place. See, I just want to be, when this goes down, to at least be somewhere behind closed doors with 4 or 5 or 6 ladies and gentlemen that love the word and don't want to do this shit. And just want to be doing our own thing, growing our own food and being our own place. Trying to go to the woods and bring things back that are natural and forage and learn how to be agrarian again and spend time with each other and cook and sup in the word. We don't need money. You're an idiot. You don't need money. Stop it. You don't need money. I have everything here. I have enough money right now to protect whatever this is. Father has blessed me. I wouldn't be able to pay this land off yet, but I'm trying. I work my ass off. I don't have these calluses on my hand. You don't see these things being built around here because I sit on this platform all day. I do hundreds, thousands of hours, but I can divide my time. I'm a time manager. I'm a self-motivated. I am my own boss. I get on myself when I don't work. I beat the snot out of myself. I'm never satisfied with my work. I don't think I work enough. I don't work hard enough. I can manage my time really hard, but I'm self-motivated. Nobody's telling me to get out of bed. Nobody pays my paycheck for me. I'm the epitome of the American dream. I'm a horse trader. I'm what every woman has ever looked for in a man. She just don't know it. Seriously, I am the man's man. I'm all man. I'm in touch with my feminine side. I cry, ladies. You're faking these chase fake Jezebels. I'm the true veteran tradition of a man. Stand up for the constitutional right of the I defend your Second Amendment rights. I defend your God-given rights. I am what a man, and I'm not clothed because I'm righteous. I stand up. I'm not above or better than any man. I'm not below any man either. No man is below or above me, but I am set apart. You couldn't clone me. You couldn't make another one of me. That's why I told you. I'll shave my beard off. You want me to shave 30 years off? No, it ain't about vanity. You got to love me for who I am on my inside. It ain't about this raggedy vessel. Make me stand up and lift my shirt up in the middle of the winter and show you my 6-pack. I still take care of my body. Your body's a temple. So start acting like men. Men. These women have to act more manly than you. They've had to pick up the rein for your sorry, didn't even make a difference during the Vidco. Didn't see any man standing up during the Vidco for the constitutional. By executive order is not constitutional. Did you hold a protest against your governor? Did you hold a protest against your president? Remember, Trump was the president too, right, at the time. I held protest against him. Did you hold protest against Governor Brown, was the governor at the time? Did you hold a protest against your police officers, tell them to get off their ass and bring those SWAT vehicles out to protect your businesses? That's what a man would do for his country. There were ladies who joined me too. Absolutely helped me organize these things. Protest. Do you hold a protest against your police department, across to the police department to get them to get off their ass, stop being lazy, start doing their job, be public servants? This is what a man does for his country. Maybe it's I'm a veteran and I was just trained as a young age, 17. I was a child, literally a minor when I joined the military. Delayed entry, Army program. Maybe I'm just programmed this way. But I thought this is what men did. They stood up for the constitutional right of the women so that they would not have some man be able to penetrate their orifice. Do you know men have a different physical standard than women in the military? A man could force himself on a woman very easily. That Second Amendment right's not there for you there, teddy bear. It's for her to keep your big ass out of her holes. I'd hate for a woman to have to do that. Absolutely. You're a weak man, America. I rebuke you. This Donald Trump's coming. He's second, red flag gun, take him first, prosecute. I have all the evidence in my case. They don't listen to it. So I have no constitutional confidence. I'll assert my constitutional rights, but that wasn't. Do you know what gain of function? I got to be careful here. I had a medical strike. Research is. Do you know what the word novel means? I got to be careful here. You fell for it last time. You're going to fall for it again, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit around and look at these people just do this again because you're already doing it. It's already happening. This is way worse than COVID. We're in a world war now, for 100% certain. Tariffs are war. There's never been a single war in the United States. American industrial complex war machine started one single ordinance bomb falling. Get off your ass and do something. These ladies need you men. They're supposed to be here to protect them. They're drafting women. Fuck you, America. You citizens, America, you pieces of shit. You allowed the Senate to repeal Posse Comitatus, and now they're going to draft our fucking women. Here comes the old veteran in me, cursing Army, not Semper Fi. I couldn't put my head in a jar. I'm not a jarhead. I'm an Army military police. First motherfucker one in the battle, last motherfucking one to leave. I know war. Chess. It's like a game and you've been played and you're just sitting there like a pawn and you're being played like a simple game of checkers is what you are. This ain't no game to me, brothers and sisters, and I apologize for the cursing. But we could do things about this by not participating in it. Creating our own breakaway communities. Growing our own vegetables. If 40% of during World War II, the United States public grew their own garden, less than one does now. Less than one. That's sick. Grows their own food. If we, 25% of the people, grew our own open pollinated, non-genetically modified food, they couldn't even compete with us. They couldn't offer us this crap. Stop participating in the system, brothers, sisters. That is how you Bud Light the system. That's right. Check out. Become your own system. Become your own system. Become your own gardener. Become your own egg layer. Have your own hens, your own ducks. Duck eggs are amazing. Quail eggs, banny chick, those little eggs are awesome. Those smaller eggs are amazing. They got a big old yolk in them. Guys, this is not this egg that runs all the way out to end of your pan. That's not an egg. That's water. Organic is the way, bro. So you're going to have to go back to the ways of old. Your skill set. What if everything gets taken? How valuable are you? Do you know what that means? Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. So, yeah, all this stuff is coming, and we can beat all this. All this is, you have to become your own supply system. You shut your door and you create a homestead, and you have, everybody has their nice place that they can keep warm, and you learn to live to below the frost line. You grow food below the frost line. You grow food year round. You never vegetables. You take those extra vegetables and you feed them to the goats and the chicken. You grow out extra seeds. You seed those out. You grow you have a process where you don't need this money that you think you need. I repurpose everything. Look at some of the buildings that I built out here. Go look at pictures of the Rusty Dragon. That's a neat, very unique one-off, 100% completely repurposed building. There's ways to do this. You just got to lower your standards. I don't know. You can have everything you need. You could have running water off the grid. You can have electricity off the grid. You can have all these things. You just own all these things. You invest in yourself. Start investing in you. You have no confidence in you. You think you need to go punch a clock. Make yourself valuable, brothers, sisters. Get a skill set. Learn how to be agrarian. You know what that means? Learn how to go out and forage. Learn how to be able to go into the woods in your area and find what nuts and berries and flowers and bark and what you can eat, what you don't. You know how valuable you would be? Can you do basic CPR, first aid? Can you apply a tourniquet? Can you put in an IV? Can you do any of these basic, first responder skills, any of these type of, EMT or these will be very valuable things you could be learning right now. You don't need anything per se, but what you probably need is a community. Yeah, and get below the frost line, guys. Learn to live below the frost line. So look, I'm going to say this right now. 10 years ago, I had Kevin here as a witness because he's here now, and he's serious as a heart attack. He's serious. He came out here with a Toyota and said, hey, I've been watching your ministry for a while. I purchased this land, and he was here when somebody was there when I actually, because I still haven't paid it off. I've been purchasing on a contract, on a land sale contract, on a payment with the down payment. I didn't purchase this project, this community for me. It was supposed to learn how to live below the frost line and build a community. So who's with me? Who's with me? Who wants to live off the grid? What are you playing around? It's World War III now. Now's the time to go. What are you waiting until they actually shut down completely the borders? They start real IDing everybody. Some Venezuelans start getting out, creating some kind of stir, and now they've got people ready. Maybe they'll wait until there's aliens in the sky and they'll lock everybody down and they'll bring the blue helmets in. Are you going to come out here then? Or wherever you're going to go? Are you going to wait to do that? Are you going to learn how to bug in after it's already too late? You better do what it is that you're going to do. And I'm not telling you to do this in panic. This is the better day to do it. We're at war. I'm not going to stop talking about this. Every time I come in here, they're in certain places, guys. They already are. Look in Ukraine. Who do you think's over there? Hello. Who do you think's funding all that? Hello. So, but I'm not playing anymore, brothers, sisters. Every day is World War III now in this channel. We're not day X for Nathan. I didn't listen to Canadian prepper. If he says DX, he's off. Canadian's off. He's not right. And I truly love Canadian prepper. I love Nate's work. But if he says day X, he's an idiot. We are in day X, brothers, sisters. We are in day X. We're here. Panama is not going to give up the canal. Greenland, why in the hell would they want to become MAGA? Make America Greenland again? That is freaking imperialism, brothers, sisters. This is imperialism. This fucking president is just going outside the borders now and taking over countries. Why do you think they're having a faction with their people down in Mexico. They're already down there in the cartels. They're already in Mexico. U.S. is already across the border, you idiots. It's time to react, not in haste. Slow and smooth. The captain has not put on the fasten seatbelt signs. Isn't that nice? You're free to move about the cabin. Isn't that nice? What, are you going to wait until he puts the fasten seatbelt signs on to get up? Please leave now and don't ever come back here again. Go get your priorities and come back when you've got your head out of your fourth point of contact. Don't tell me not to prepare. Christ has been preparing a place. He said, come back and receive his bride. And he's been doing that for over 126 years. Noah, they scoffed at the old man for 120 years. And he didn't listen to the world, brothers and sisters. He listened to that still voice inside. It had never even rained on this earth. Imagine how foolish he looked. So I don't want to hear it. If you don't know your history, that's not my problem. If you want to do something about what's going on right now, let's do this. Stop playing silly reindeer games. I want to grow food. I want to sit down with 3, 4, 5, 6 men and women. I don't care if they're a man or a woman. It don't matter to me. I don't see race. I don't think a man is above a woman or a woman is above a man. Not in my house. No, you're not. I'll never let you treat a woman disrespectful. And if you were trying to treat a man disrespectful, I wouldn't care. Well, I'd call you out too. You're not below me. I don't care. You got a different frame. You're not above me or below me. You're going to go by the same rules. It was a constitutional republic. There are rules. There will be rules out here. We'll all apply to the same. Will everybody. So, but I want to enjoy and not even worry about these things. The rules that we are concerned about is, all right, Stephanie's got to clean out the chicken, baskets, and Lady in Red's got to do the solar, and I got to go dig a ditch because we want running water this spring. And, we would have a 2, 3, 4 hour day, and then we'd chillax and rest, maybe work a couple hours. They probably wouldn't. Probably just relax the rest of the night. Most of this could be done in a matter of help. When you have somebody holding another board, it makes things go a whole lot faster. 2 heads are deader and run. Yeah, well, I'm not doing that. It's a ministry, Stephanie. Giving it all the ministry. I don't have to worry about none of that. Remember, trying to get this done, trying to get it paid off too, as soon as I can. And they can't do any of that once it becomes High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries on paper, which I'm working on that immediately. So come help me, guys. I'll do it with Kevin. I'll do it without you. I don't need any of you. I don't think any of you are wifey material anyways. Hey, whatever. Call it like it is. I don't want to need some temporary girlfriend. I need somebody I want to sup with for eternity. So, but anyways, that's what I'm talking about, brothers. That we could have such an amazing life. Kevin's really enjoying it out here a lot. So I plan on, if somebody else comes, we're going to enjoy having each other's company. We really will. It just divides. That's why I told Kevin, don't worry, we got nothing to do out here, bud. We don't have to do nothing. We got this cool. We got away vehicles. We have food. We've got a way to get from this hailstones. I've already been preparing for 20, 30 years, brothers and sisters. I got enough room to feed this whole room for a couple years. All 23, you can come stay on my property. We can sit down here, shut the gates, and we would never have to leave for a couple years. I got your back. Don't you worry about it. I'm like a chipmunk. I'm always trying to get a nut. Squirrel, if you will. Not that kind of nut. Careful there. Nope. Food. Anyways, sprouts, beans, hello. Nuts. The man's nuts. Grab them. Don't do that. All right. Anyways, I like to laugh too, guys. So definitely would love to sit down and have, I enjoy, just being around a fire and enjoying other people's company, and sharing the gospel would be an amazing. I want an outdoor kitchen, and I want an outdoor fireplace where we can rip a big old huge fire. I'm going to actually start building that. I'm going to start building the fire pit. Field of Dreams. I'm going to get back in that mentality again, because I got Kevin here. If you build it, they'll come. Kevin came. See, Kevin's awesome. I dig Kevin. Kevin's a good dude, and I love his animals. He's batshit crazy like me. No, because he understands. They're spraying us. This is all fake. They're just a lot of the same things I think. So he's like me. He's nuts. The dude is out of his mind. People think he's crazy. And I love that about Kevin, because he reminds me too a lot of myself too, about how people just always told me I was nuts. So But get to where you want to be. Where are you going? Where's your play? Tell me where you're going now. Tell me where your spot's at. Do you want to give up your spot? Or are you going to a homestead? Are you creating a homestead? I'm going to take a couple quick poll and then I'm going to get off here. Yes, I do. Boogie. That's what I've been working on. Underground. Yep, absolutely. 50 foot. Okay. They appreciate your honesty, Hoover. Appreciate your honesty. Make a plan to bug in then. Okay. Make a plan to bug in. Maybe you can find a good person that you're around and bug in. If you got nowhere to go and you can't bug out, make a plan to bug in. You work with what you got. Work with what you got. You're probably not going to leave anyways, unless you come here now. You're probably, when they put the fasten seatbelt sign on, well, up in Canada, it's, well, if you listen to Trump today in Canada, it was all, we get 20% of our cars are exported from Canada. We get 20% of our paper products come from Canada. We have, Canada is a big importer of oil. They're a major exporter of our oil but this drill baby drill nonsense from Canada is a massive tariff. Those are tariffs. Nice, near Kentucky. Kentucky's a good state, guys. One of the better states in the union. Dabu77, a blogger out in Kentucky. That's an amazing blogger. They have really stood strong during the Vidco since then. Yeah, and then I'm going to have a 50-foot storm shelter or the underground garden, and then I've got an underground house being built. It's a 150-foot arc that I've been building for quite some time. I do have the shelter / pantry / cars, paper products, coffee. Now, Mexico's a whole different thing, though. Remember Lady and Ray, because we get cars. They import a lot of cars. Remember Ford went to Mexico? Completely rear park permanent yet, but 16th food storage. Cool. Turns completely mobile on board solar. Yes, purification, mobile. Yet Turner is freaking, come here, Turner, when you can. No place to park in the permanent yet, but I have a 60-minute food. Well, come here, man, if you can. Bring your kiddo if you can. You don't have to, Joe. I'm just putting it out there. Just installed. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. So we get oil, raw oil. Okay. And this is not the kind of oil that Trump is talking about. He's talking about natural gas. Okay. You got to remember that's a different kind of oil or different kind of fuel too. Don't let these people play the tricks on you. Okay. They will, silly rabbit. Yes. I understand, Hoover. I got you, man. I was a single dad with my son for 8 years. It's hard to pick up with kids, man. School and commitments and practice. I totally got you, Hoover. Totally. The software lumber wars. And now we're in the dragon, the wood snake. Wow, Stephanie. Whoever your man is a very man. I hope you found yourself a man that can appreciate all your big brain that you got there. China, yeah. So Mexico, all the vegetables that come out of Mexico, a lot of things do get imported into Mexico as well, brothers, sisters, and then they'll be here as well. Things like Taiwan gets, all those chip parts. There's things that do come through Mexico, through our borders, through there, not just vegetables. Okay. And then if we tariff the BRICS nations, this is the one thing that I haven't heard, guys, and I've got to get off here because I want to look into this. If we tariff the BRICS nations, brothers, sisters, does anybody know how many nations right now, not just Brazil, Russia, I think India backed out, Iran, South Africa, the BRICS nations, China, South Africa, how many other nations, Russia, all have asked to join and be a part of this 40+%, 40+%, brothers, sisters, of the world's superpower, nuclear power, monetary power, precious metals, he's going to sanction by 100%. So this is war. Get ready. It's a bummer I didn't have any takers. Look at that. Thank you, Case. Blessings. Good to see you in here. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Jeff. Yeah, I know I equals India, but did you hear what I said? They backed out for a minute. That's why I said they backed out. India, they backed out, and then Iran. So it was originally Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa formed the BRICS nations, even before China asked in 2014 for special drawing rights to the universal, remember the SDR for the basket of currencies? I've been following this for, that was whatever, 10, 11 years ago, but for quite some time. So, Jeff, Oklahoma. Cool. Well, is anybody thinking about coming out this way? Please get a hold of me. Don't anymore. I know you're like, well, you never call or whatever. I know I'm horrible about this, but it'll work. I'll work. I'm not anymore. I'm not playing. If you're serious about making a move, about growing your own garden, there's how many nations have already banned all our food in other nations. You guys are on it. Please get to where you need to be, guys. Things are going to get more expensive. This isn't the time to sit there and wait and delay. And I'm not, again, telling you to do anything in some kind of panic or rush like it's going to be the end of the world. So, can't wait to meet you. For some time now. Awesome, man. I'd love to get you out here, Joe. I really would. Love to have people out here, more people out here hanging out would just inspire me more. We could put more hands on deck. It's not perfect out here, but I have a good chunk of what needs to be here already. I really, I do appreciate everybody who is in this preparedness mindset too, because this will be, again, as I've told you, brothers, sisters, where I think we're going to be able to feed foolish virgins, and that there'll be extra fish and extra bread in those baskets again, because we took the time to put that extra oil. And I think we'll be able to quell a lot of violence with food. With food. People are going to be pissed and hungry and hangry, and you'll be able to extort their resources. And you will. You're like, hey, get that grandma in here. She knows how to wash tinfoil. She knows how to can. Heck yeah, she knows you are what you eat. She's more valuable to me than Buck over there. You bring grandma over here. Hold on, come here. Grandma, you hungry? Sit down, grandma, relax. Somebody get grandma some food. We will take care and take people in and not try to hurt anybody, brothers, sisters. That was my plan too, just so you know. As all these people were going to try to protect all their things, hoping to have enough abundance to share. Feed the foolish virgins. This time, if Father doesn't want me to, I won't. Oh my God, that one looks hungry. Stephanie, they look diabetic. Stephanie, throw that one a thing of peanut butter and a spoon. He's eating it. That's everybody in the U.S., brothers and sisters. You're all diabetic on the candy bars. Terrible. Wheat, pasta, carbs, bread, carbs, sugar. You're sugar-fied, and you love your sugar holidays. So it's going to be a little tough, brothers, sisters. It's not going to get easier. That's what I want to do. I want to make pickles and jam. I can, guys. I got cans. I got freeze-dried food, all that stuff. I've got it all out here. I've done it all, guys, and I'd love to get it all going again. So I am. Kevin's going to get more chickens. Kevin's getting more chickens. That's what Kevin's on a mission right now for chickens. We're making this happen, guys. I already got a call in for tracty work to get this underground garden. I'm so busy every day. Every day I'm so busy. So please, again, find that it is where you need to be, brothers, sisters. Find your place and time and space, if you will. I got to look at my battery here, see what it's doing. and get there. Okay. And I'm in the state of Oregon right now. Personally, I'm in Silver Lake, Oregon. I'm out here in the middle of the high desert. I'm on 20 acres now. Kevin bought the 20 next to me. And I will eventually be paying this off and donating it to the ministry. I will have housing that'll be able to work with people here within housing. I'm going to try to continue to get more available. I'm continuing. I just moved a house, purchased and bought and sold it to Kevin because he wanted it. Whatever, it is what it is. He wanted it. He was going to buy the Rusty Dragon, and now I don't have to move the Rusty Dragon, and I moved this house, and so I didn't have to move that one. So it is what it is. Now he has a house, a tractor trailer on his property, storage. He's coming up real fast over there. Get your personal water filter. Yeah, get yourself one of these, please. So, okay, guys, let's wrap this up for now. I'm going to go get my chickens outside, make sure their doors shut. Cool. Hey, Boogie, do you have extra insulin? Boogie, do you have extra insulin? Do you have a lot of extra insulin for your spouse? How much do you have? A year, 2, 3, where your doctor prescribed any extras for you? Do you have extra? And if you can't move around anymore and you have issues with travel, how long can you make it without insulin? How much extra, how many days, weeks, months are you right now? Insulin dependent. Okay, that's fine. That happens, people. This happens, brothers, sisters. People become diabetic more than one. There's hypoglycemia. I'm not going to go into all the. Okay, Donald too. There's one other person. So Donald, how much extras do they have? Because if you do not have any, most doctors will not give insulin people extra insulin. Okay, we're not talking about in here and give any kind of medical advice. Okay, just that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Connection. That's exactly, and I don't want to. Yep. See, the cat's out of the bag. We see it now. We're on here. You guys remember that? I don't want to talk. Okay, too much medical. Okay, so listen. If you don't have extra insulin, brothers, sisters, these doctors will not prescribe extra insulin. A month, 2, people who are inhalers. A lot of these people who have, yep, there we go. Get with Canadian Prepper. He's not the only one, but I know he's the one. Please get with Canadian Prepper. He has a doctor, Boogie, that you can get on the phone. They're going to go into your, HIPAA. They're going to go to your medical records. Connor, same thing too. For your brother, I think you said, this isn't a doctor, an actual doctor, and you able to buy her a year or 2 extra. Imagine having a couple extra years, how good that would make you feel. Sure, nice. So please, again, brothers, sisters, go over and see Canadian Prepper because he's got ways. It's not just diabetes and things. There's other people that have blood thinners and different things. They can't get extras from their doctors. These are actual doctors that you can call and that they will get a hold of you and look through your records, and they will make sure that you have a supply. And he sells some pretty neat kits too, through these sets, which are kind of like first responder sets. And then they have some of these other amazing sets. I wish I had the money to purchase these things, but I don't right now. But please, if you're one of these people who has somebody, yep, that's right. That truly is, Tony. You're right. Yep. We're food for Wi-Fi. So that's the Bob song. So please, I didn't know that this existed. I don't have a dependency on anything. I have plenty of cannabis for my sciatica. I can use my own and grow my own cannabis, so I'm not worried about that. But please, if you'll look into Canadian Prepper with the link, I'd hate to see something like some event go off and then restrict your travel, and you be somebody that is on a inhaler or something like that too. Imagine not being able to breathe. Guys, there's a lot of people who are dependent, and I'm not talking about a narcotic, okay, on certain kinds of medicine. So seek your doctor before you make any kind of changes. But if you'll get hold of Canadian Prepper, those of you that are taking care of people who have these kind of conditions, medical conditions, it's very hard to get these extras, such as insulin, such as inhalers and things like this. And there are doctors that will prescribe you a year or 2 or 3 supply of these things. Isn't that beautiful? I didn't even know that existed, guys. I'm glad I'm not insulin dependent. I'm glad I don't need to take an inhaler. I'm glad that I don't have any disease, that I'm disease free, that I'm healthy and strong. I don't get sick. But there are people who are. If you're taking care of one of these people, please make sure you take care of them. It's got to be a very difficult day when these people were too late, when they were too late. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be too late. That's not going to be the time. So if you can, check out some of these links that lady in red that's been dropping, and I'll see you guys again soon. We'll leave it at that. Go do what it is that you need to do. If you cannot bug out and have a go bag, your bug out bag ready to go, plan on staying where you're at. Find a neighbor or two that's in the like mind and start preparing now, brothers, sisters. Please prepare now, just so it'll be a little easier. I don't want to see people struggle. That's why I take all this time. I could be doing so many other things with my time, correct? But I do that because we are a body and other people are watching all of us too, brothers, sisters. So leave a comment again on what the live stream is about. After the comment, hit that thumbs up button. All right, Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse, gotta go. Welcome to the new age. Welcome to that last book. Isn't that amazing? We're in the age of Aquarius. We're the crown, the throne of God. Don't let no man take your crown. Whoa.